Stand Live, starring Pockets, Hot Rod, Bubble J, Joba, Momo, Scar, Eddie D, Albion, Gear, featuring SR5, Rugrat, Randy C, Dragudo, Vince Conway, Mike Coulon, Sean Frederick, musical guest BSR Mayhem, and your host, BSR Texan. Ladies and gentlemen, BSR Texan.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Spotter Stand. It's been a few weeks since we've done a show here. Coming up on the holiday season and a big break for everybody. Figured we'd get one show in here to update everybody on what's been going on so far in the AK Winter Series. We finally got some pics of everybody's championship trophies to show you guys from last season. And I guess I should switch over from this black screen right quick. There we go.
Yep, that probably worked. I tried to get everybody to talk over the intro, but everybody stopped talking. They wouldn't answer me no more. So I was trying, Gil, anyway.
Maybe they all got up and left. So
to carry on that tradition, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it would be right if I didn't come in with people having a conversation while we're trying to get the show started.
Well, if the rookie was here, we would have. That's for sure.
So obviously we've got BSR Hot Rod with us tonight. BSR SS Joba special guest in the booth this evening. BSR Pockets along with us, and BSR Mayhem also here to join us. How you guys doing tonight?
What's up, everybody? Great.
Doing good here.
That's another special guest, that BSR Pockets guy. He don't never
Hello.
show up anymore.
Yeah, he
Wow.
has turned into a special guest these days.
I came to the last one.
Yeah.
that
Used to
was
be a
3
regular
months ago.
feature here. You know, every week you'd be along with us, and now it's like a rarity. We get you to climb the stairs and come up here with us.
The stairs the stairs seem to be getting longer and longer. It's a trudge to get up here, but I'm here.
He's afraid he's going to have a heart attack.
Who am I feeding back off of? Who's on the phone?
Mayhem was.
Go ahead, Mayhem.
Pockets Shore is special.
But yeah, he's afraid he's going to have a heart attack walking up them steps. That's what it is.
All right, well, let's get it started. Let's start off with the Dirt Series. I have got the Dirt Series up here since there's only 4 races in the dirt in this AK Memorial Dirt Series in the
And we
offseason.
are halfway through the dirt.
Yes, we are. So we've been running dirt on Friday night. We've combined the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series into one big series. Truck Series running every other week on Wednesday night, giving us every other week off here during the winter. And every other week when we're not running on Friday night in the Xfinity Series, we've been running in the dirt. So we've got 4 races up and only 2 left to go here in this series. First race was Terre Haute, and we just finished up the Devil's Bowl this past Friday. I mean, look here. I'm seeing BSR Texan on this list awful lot here.
Don't shoot yourself in the foot, my friend.
You would think I would
Don't
have
shoot
some sort
yourself.
of a huge lead here, but that is definitely not the case. Not the case at all. Do you have these points up here? You have all this stuff up here as well, Larry? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Terre Haute, you can see it looks like I got the pole and won the race as well. However, I did not place in the heat, so got no bonus point.
That's why
for
you got
that.
qualified.
That's right.
Why you got qualified.
Let's go take a look at our race results from Terre Haute right quick.
Yeah, you good, Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Jackson with a great win there. He ran his butt off there, let me tell you. Hot Rod second, Pockets third, Gear fourth, and Rugrat rounds out the top five.
Rugrat top 5 finish at Terre Haute. Nice job to the Rugrat there. And there are only points in this. No bonus points for leading the lap. No bonus points for most laps led. The only bonus points handed out in the dirt are for the heat race. The top 2 finishers in the heat
That is good.
do get a bonus point. Other than that, it is 1 point per position. So as you can see, going out of this race, myself and Hot Rod were tied, both with 42 points. Pockets would have been in third place with 40 points, putting him down by 2. Gear and Rugrat also tied for fourth place with 39 points.
And the reason for that being, I won the heat and Rugrat finished second.
Right, so Hot Rod, Rugrat both got a bonus point in this race. So 2 ties after race number 1 for first place and fourth place. Now let's go back here for a second, and now let's take a look at the Devil's Bowl, what we just finished up with. BSR Pockets taking the victory, the pole at the Devil's Bowl, and it looks like myself once again taking the victory at the Devil's Bowl. Let's go to the results here from this race we just ran here at the Devil's Bowl.
Yes, Texan with a win at the Devil's Bowl, and boy, was the Hot Rod finishing second, running him down at the end of that race. I had him scared. He was looking in the mirror. Pockets third, Gear fourth, and Bubba J rounds out the top 5.
Yeah, I would definitely say you had me running. Hot Rod ran me down. He made up over 2 seconds, or about 2 seconds, in the last 10 laps of the race. And I was just running steady. And, he came any more laps and he would have caught me. I think you got up to within under a second behind me before that race was finally over. I was just hoping that there wouldn't be another caution come out inside of that last 10 laps, because had that happened, I wouldn't have had no chance. I believe it was myself and you that got the bonus points here.
That is correct. I won. You got second.
And Pockets with the dang at the end of that heat race. I think I stole that bonus point away from him within the last 5 laps of the race. I was able to sneak underneath him when he pushed up a little bit in one of those corners.
I got to throw a shout out to Mr. Pockets in that race in the Devil's Bowl. I'm telling you, Killer, I ran him side by side for about 10 laps is what left you get way out ahead of us. Me and him ran side. I was on the outside. He was on the inside. Then I'd go on the inside. He'd drive out on the outside. And I'm telling you, we ran, I'll bet you it was at least 10 laps.
Well, it was quite a few laps. We were racing door to door. I mean, it was
great racing.
It sure was. And Killer, I bobbled right there at that. Just that one little spot caused me to push out on you, and you breathed it and got a nose under me, and I already knew that. I seen you when you got under me that there wasn't no sense of fighting it right there, because you just hit that just right, and I hit it just a little bit wrong.
Pockets kind of dinged me a little bit. He got a little loose in one of the corners, and he dinged me, and I caught the outside wall, and he got a big gap on me, and I come roaring back on him and ended up passing him that time. But that was great racing. I loved it. It was great.
Well, if it hadn't been for that bonus point in the heat race, Hot Rod and I would still be tied. As you can see, since both of us got a bonus point, I got 1 point on him at the Devil's Bowl. So we would still have a tie for first place after 2 races had it not been for that little bit and getting that bonus point in that race. Something else I wanted to talk about right here. Rebel in his first dirt race here at BSR out with a tire. Now, I know you guys remember this just like I do. This was just the other night. Rebel blew a tire twice.
We
Twice
we
in this
told
race.
we told him to make sure his age was off. I went back and I ran some practice laps, and I know exactly he had stability on. That's why his tire blew.
I knew it had to be stability, or maybe he accidentally left traction on or something. Because
It was stability. Traction won't do it, Pockets. I ran 50 laps with traction on, and tires did not go out. I ran 10 laps with stability on, and it freaking crapped the tire every time. That left front tire blow out every time.
Really? So, I mean, that just goes to show you because we know in the dirt, tires, I mean, you can run the whole race
Oh,
and
yes.
not wear your tires at all.
And
That
actually, just in the dirt, it does the opposite. On the racetrack, on the asphalt, your tires get hot, they get greasy, they give up. In the dirt, your tires actually cool off. They get so cold that they don't have no traction. That's
Well-
what happens late in the run. Is your tires get so cold they don't have the grip that they had when they were warm.
right, but that's about that stability control. I mean,
That's
that
stability.
will kill
Yep.
your tires even on the asphalt. You turn that stability control
Yep,
on,
absolutely.
and you can just say goodbye to a long run because it ain't gonna happen. That's gonna absolutely kill your tires in asphalt or dirt. But
Yes. Well, we definitely know it does it in the dirt now for sure.
so let's go take a look at our standings here in the AK Memorial Dirt Series. Looks like BSR Texan has the lead by 1 point over BSR Hot Rod, last season's Dirt Series champion. Actually, repeating Dirt Series champion for the last 2 seasons now. Pockets down in 3rd place, down by 5 points. Gearjammer in 4th, down by 7. And Rugrat running out the top 5, down by 9 points. And we've got just 2 races left to go. Let's see where we're going to be headed here. Canandaigua, or Canandaigua, however you pronounce that, will be coming up on the 19th or the 15th of January. And then we will finish off this dirt series for the winner at the Springfield Mile on January 29th, it looks like.
Hey, just want to throw this out there, Texan, because you probably don't know and you're probably not aware. I am also defending champion of the AK Dirt Series Championship last year.
So that's pretty much, that's 3 dirt series championships in a row.
Yes, sir.
The Foot Doctor. Trying to get dethroned here. 2 races left to go. I don't know. Canandaigua, not necessarily. Isn't that, doesn't it have a concrete wall on the inside of it, or one of those tracks that I'm going to be back and forth, inside wall, outside wall. I believe that's going to be where Hot Rod's going to make up some ground on me, if not take over the lead completely.
Foot Doctor.
Foot Doctor.
So let's go over to the other 2 series here. I believe this truck series has got the full schedule of both.
That is correct. The
Yep.
Truck Series has both the Cup or the Xfinity and the Truck. The trucks are not marked with anything in the comment. The Xfinity is marked NXS 20.
Yep.
That's how you know which
Yep.
race is
See
which.
that. So we've got 2 in the truck behind us and 2 in the Xfinity behind us, and there are a total of 10 races. It looks like we have got, that's 5 and 5. 5 truck races, 5 Xfinity races. So far we've run California in the trucks, Michigan in the Xfinity NXS series, Phoenix again in the trucks, and Bristol we just finished up with in the Xfinity series last week. So you guys remember how we picked this schedule. It was done by the Great Wheel of Fortune, spun by your own BSR Pockets Live on Facebook, for us to pick all of these tracks. And this is something, the first time we've ever done this here at BSR, with the track picking done this way. And not only that, but running a different track each night. Normally we would run the same track in all 3 series each week. And
Except for Daytona, all 3 series are different tracks. There is not a single repeat except for Daytona.
That's right. That's right. So, California, our first race, it looks like it was Mike Coulon who took the pole, but it was BSR Hot Rod who took a victory at California in the trucks. Let's go take a look at our race results from the truck race at California.
Yes, Hot Rod with the win. Mayhem second, Pockets third, Texan fourth, and Mike Coulon rounds out the top 5.
Great job.
Mike kind of shot himself in the foot and pit, and if I remember right here, I think that's what happened to him.
Yeah, it looks like he is
He got a
11
black flag
seconds
pitting.
back. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm guessing that finished under green flag with people 11 seconds and 36 seconds back. Look how close the top 4 are here, finishing like that under green flag.
Yes, it absolutely finished under green. That's why I won. I didn't have a good short run car, but I had a really good long run car. I just was a little tick better than Mayhem on long run.
Well, we know who to look out for here when this regular season racing comes out, when it comes to the CTS physics in California.
Because if you remember, I short pitted a little bit on that and caught you in Pockets coming out of the pits and passed you, and you guys pushed me up to Mayhem, and that's how I actually ended up winning that. Because he had like a 4-second lead on us. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it looks like Mayhem's trying to chime in with something here.
You know, I just that was a great race, especially at the end after you guys all got drafted up to me, and then you all passed me, and then I think you and Pockets both you pushed your tires or something happened, and I wound up being able to pass you both on the last lap. I think it was the last turn. It was just a crazy fun ending.
Yeah, that was one of those races where pit strategy definitely came into it, and tire wear at the end was also a big factor because I had no tires left at the end of that race. My tires were shot.
Yep. The old hot rod fuel strategy tire wear guy fucking played that one out right.
I see we got Rugrat joining us this evening. How you doing, Rugrat?
Yep, she's in for one to talk about the hangover race, which I know we'll go over here because that's be coming up.
Yes, that should be our first race back from
Absolutely
the holiday. Yeah,
that'll be our very next race we run.
So let's go back here and take a look at Michigan. Michigan, once again, it was Mike Coulon with the pole. Mike with a really fast truck, fast car. All of these tracks, Mike is definitely one to watch out for. He took the pole at Michigan. Looks like I did take the win at Michigan. Let's take a look at our top 5 from the Michigan race in the Xfinity Series.
Yes, Texan with the win. Mayhem second, Gear with a great run third. Mike Coulon fourth, and Hot Rod rounds out the top 5.
And I know.
wonder who's leading the points.
I wonder. I know this race finished under green flag because if you look right down here,
No caution.
0 cautions
Yes.
for 0 laps. So that whole race went green, meaning we had several green flag pit stops in that race.
This is the race. I got my new wheel, and my wheel screwed up, remember? It uncalibrated, went to 900 degrees of rotation. I was banging off the wall. I probably would have ran Mayhem down. Me and you were running him down. And
We
then
do
my
nothing of the kind.
The pesky technical difficulties. You've had several issues with that wheel recently. Have you gotten all that worked out? It seemed to be working fine for you in the last few races.
Yes, about the last 5 races, it has not had a problem. All the buttons have worked. I have 2 buttons that ain't working right, but I'm going to. After me and SS were just talking a little bit ago, and I'm still not 100% sure. Maybe going back as of tomorrow. I'm still not 100% sure on that, but I have all the buttons working except for 2. I'm thinking about uninstalling it, reinstalling it, and keeping it, and because I haven't had any trouble with it. But I don't know. I think he's right. I think I should just send it back, get a new one, and go from there.
So let's go back here and move on to the next race, which was Phoenix in the trucks. Looks like I got the pole at Phoenix, and BSR Mayhem took the victory in race number 3 of this series, race number 2 in the trucks. Let's go take a look at the race results from the Phoenix race in the trucks.
Yes, man, with the win. Texan second. Pockets with third. Mike Coulon fourth, and Hot Rod rounds out the top 5.
That was a really sick race. We had a lot of side by side and just great racing.
Yeah, Phoenix, man, that was a blast. There was a lot of side by side racing in that for several laps in a row. That was a lot of fun, and I think this one deserves a little comment from Pockets here. Third place on the lead lap. Only one caution in that race. So we did a lot of green flag racing, a lot of green flag pit stops, and BSR Pockets notorious for his dislike for Phoenix. The last few races, Pockets, you've done pretty well here. So how's Phoenix coming along for you?
Well, the in the regular season, the last race of the regular season, the finale was this year was at Phoenix, and correct me if I think I finished second there. Back that up with a third place. Here's what I'll tell you. Yes, I was not a fan of Phoenix, but it has taken me 18 years to finally get a handle on how to run Phoenix, and it's just I enjoy it a lot more now. I've got a little bit of a handle on being able to be successful there. A lot of it is a lot of the races that we race in is just how things play out, and a lot of that can be contributed to just sheer luck. But I've been really trying hard, because with that being the final race, it just in the regular season now, it's a very important race. It's just like Homestead used to be, and I always liked Homestead, so the schedule dictated that I needed to try a little harder at Phoenix, and I've just figured out with a couple of setup changes, I've just gotten to where it's gotten to be a little more comfortable, and I can be a little more comfortable at racing there. So in the points showed.
Yeah, so you are correct. In the finale, the last race, the NXS race, you finished second in, and you were within a half a second of the leader. So
yeah, so just going from hoping to finish to being somewhat competitive that's a big jump, and I've decided, some of these tracks you've got a setup that's comfortable, and you just wait and see how the race plays out and stuff like that. Well, you can't really do that at Phoenix anymore. You have to kind of work at it a little bit, and we've kind of went back to our notes on our setups and kind of tweaked a little bit and found a few things that have helped us be a little more successful. So it's like I said, it's not like one of those races that's in the middle of the schedule and you show up and you just hope for a good finish and move on to the next track. That track's become a very important race.
Yeah,
like
and
Iowa.
You've done pretty well. You finished ahead of Mike Coulon here, that's no small feat. So
Well, and I'm sure
congratulations.
Mike probably had some trouble, is what happened there. Like I said, sometimes the way the race plays out, if you play it a little conservative and don't push the limits and stuff like that, sometimes you can advance a position or two. And I think that was the case in probably both those races.
He's another one. He got that new wheel. He got that 29 like me, and he's not had real issues with it, but he's had struggles with it, and he's still trying to figure it out. So I expect come regular season at the beginning of next year, he'll have it pretty straightened out, because he's getting pretty close with it. So
Oh yeah, there's always that transition period when you switch to new equipment, like a new wheel, especially. I remember when I first got this G27, I was racing before that on a Microsoft Sidewinder force feedback wheel. So, I mean, this is definitely an upgrade over that Microsoft Sidewinder. But I'll be honest, when I first got it, I mean, I like the pedals are 100% better than those plastic pedals that one came with. The way the wheel is wrapped, everything about this wheel is actually, I mean, it's just better. It's a better wheel. But I didn't like it at first, because of that transition period. It took several weeks for me to really get broke in on this wheel and get used to it.
You also got to tweak it, make sure all the settings, when you first plug it in, it's set the way it's set. And if it doesn't feel like your first wheel, but then it also just might not be set exactly right. And then you work on it and you figure out what you need to do. And then then you become a champion.
Yeah.
And you did.
Mike's explaining to me, Mike Coulong, what he's explaining to me is he has to change his sets for the wheel because they drive totally different, and he doesn't have the feel that he had driving the car. So he's changing the sets around. So once he gets comfortable with all that, we'll be in trouble.
Oh yeah,
surely.
Yeah. Mike, one of those drivers that comes in on off days and practices for the upcoming races, tweaking on his setup, making his setup better. To do everything he can to be as fast as possible when we actually get to race day. So,
oh yeah, I spent many an hour with him coming to the upcoming tracks. It's it's fun to learn from somebody, or they learn from you, and it's good times.
Yes, I enjoy racing with Mike. I probably get as much from him, and I'm sure I give him a little help here and there, but I am surely learning a lot from him. So. I truly enjoy that.
Oh, for sure.
And we're still hopeful for Sean Fredericks also that he can somehow get back on a more manageable schedule at work and be able to come back and race with us
on a regular basis.
Yep.
Again. Right.
So let's jump back over here. We got one more race to go over, Bristol Night, which was run December 11th. That was the NXS series. So it looks like I took the pole at Bristol, and it was BSR Mayhem took another victory. That's 2 victories in a row, one in the truck at Phoenix, another one at Bristol in the Xfinity series. 2 wins in a row for Mayhem.
Yes.
Let's go to the race results here from Bristol Night in the Xfinity series.
Yes, Mayhem dominated this race by no other way to say it. Texan got second, Pockets third, Hot Rod fourth, and Bubba J rounds out the top 5.
Bubba J.
Yeah, Mayhem led 139 laps. The next closest person to him was me at 35.
Well, looking at these results right here, how many drivers were finishing laps down? I feel I had an accomplishment just to finish on the lead lap, even though I was over 2 seconds back.
Yeah, I got a speeding penalty in the pits. That's what killed me. I had a pretty fast car and I could run with him a little bit, but that speeding ticket in the pits just took that right away.
I love this track. I just do. It was my first win in a NASCAR 2002. I was offline just racing against the AI, but I finally won a race. It was Bristol. So I've always liked this track and found a setup that works with my equipment, and I just dig it. As long as you stay out of trouble, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I have a pretty good setup here too. A good long run set anyway.
So with the first
looking around.
With the first 4 races behind us in this series, let's go over to the standings here and take a look at where we are. It is BSR Mayhem with the 2 victories in a row who currently has the lead in this series. Myself in second place, down by 4 points. Hot Rod in third, down by 12. Mike Coulong in fourth, down by 20. And Pockets, who I believe missed at least 1 race, in 5th place, down by 52 points.
Yeah, I missed Michigan.
Yes.
We got hung up,
we did.
couldn't get there, and I hated to miss Michigan in the trucks.
We don't have any provisionals in this winter series, do we?
No, absolutely not. There are none.
Yeah, that was those 2 second place finishes in the beginning that helped this average points.
Yeah, 2 second place finishes and 2 victories. That will definitely keep you at the top of the scoreboard. That's for sure. I'm surprised it's only 4 points, to be honest.
Me too. I thought it was
Yeah.
more, but hey.
Yes, because I have 1 win and 3 top 5s, and yeah, I'm 12 points back. So I'm glad to only be that, or 14 points back, or whatever it is. I'm glad to be that close.
While we're talking about statistics, let's click on the statistics board here and go take a look. So, Mayhem with 2 wins, Hot Rod with 1, myself with 1. Let's go down to this middle box here. Average finishing position. Mayhem 1.5. So 2 second place finishes, 2 wins, put you at a 1.5 average finish, which is pretty damn good. Next closest is myself with 2.25. And look at Pockets. 4 races behind us. Well, you only ran in 3 of them, but still average finishing, 3rd. That's pretty damn good.
For some reason, I've always been able to have a little bit of success in the AK series. I'm convinced that driving his replica of his car is helped quite a bit, and I've continued. I started off, I was just going to drive it for a couple of races, just as a remembrance and a shout out to our good friend AK. But I tell you, I've had some great success in that car, and I'm going to continue using it in all of these races for the whole series.
Upload it to the updater so we could all see it too.
Okay, I will.
So let's go back over to the schedule.
Shit, is my fucking button hung up?
Yeah, yes,
Yes,
it
it
is.
is.
All right, let me get out of here a second.
Got sticky buttons.
Oh, it's all up.
There you go. So let's take a look at the rest of this schedule right quick. We got 6 races left to go. Once we come back to our regular schedule, first race will be January the 6th at Atlanta in the trucks. Then we will move on that Friday night on the 8th to Kansas in the Xfinity Series. Next up will be Dover in the trucks, January 20th. Then that Friday, we will be running the dreaded Darlington in the Xfinity Series on January 22nd.
User entered your channel.
And then that will bring us to Speed Weeks right there. So the Daytona races, as we all know, will serve multi-purpose points here. We will run the last race of each of these at Daytona. So that week will be at Daytona in the trucks, in the Cup, and the Xfinity. They will be points races for the AK Memorial Winter Series.
Bonus.
They will also be bonus point races for the 2021 season. Yes, these will serve as the duels. So bonus points will be handed out when we get to the beginning, the first week of February, and we are racing at Daytona. These races will be serving multiple purposes. So they'll count for the AK series, and they will count for bonus points for the top 5 toward the 2021 season. So let's go on over then to the Cup Series. AK Memorial Cup Series, also 4 races behind us. We've run Las Vegas, Richmond Night, Watkins Glen, and Talladega so far. And it looks like at Las Vegas, Hot Rod with a fast truck took the pole, and it was myself who took the victory. Let's go to the race results from the truck race, or I'm sorry, the Cup race at Las Vegas.
I blew up in freaking Las Vegas. Texan with the win, Mayhem 2nd, Mike Coulon 3rd, Pockets 4th.
And Gear rounding out the top 5.
Oh, yep. I'm sorry. Yep. Thanks.
And that's what happens with a fast truck. A lot of the times they blow up.
Cup car.
Fast car. Yeah, I can't. We're in the Cup Series now. In the Cup. So let's head back here right quick. Second race was Richmond Night. Looks like I took the pole at Richmond, but look at that. In the Cup Series, who takes the victory at Richmond? BSR Pockets with the
Who?
win. BSR Pockets, it says right here. BSR Pockets with the victory at Richmond Night in the Cup Series. Let's just make this official and double check here. Let's go over to the race results
Are we sure about that?
from Richmond Night in the Cup.
That is correct.
What, did everybody else work out?
No. Pockets with the win. Texan second. Hot Rod third. Mayhem fourth. And Mike Coolong rounds out the top five.
Hell of a job. Good job on the victory at Richmond, Pockets. That's not an easy track to win, especially
User
in the Cup
disconnected from
Series.
your channel.
And I'll tell you this, I don't know in 18 years of sim
User
racing,
entered your channel.
which we raced 2 times in the Cup Series for many years, and still there's always been 2 races at Richmond, right?
Yes.
So that's a lot of races, and I don't know that I have ever. I tried to remember. I don't know that I've ever won a series race at Richmond. I don't know if I have or not, but I don't remember ever winning one. But I can tell you this: I will always remember that one. And we were talking about earlier how just the race plays out. That late caution gave me the opportunity to, people had choices to make, and I gave up a little bit of track position, or actually I didn't really have to give up much track position because I think the top 2 stayed out, and I went in, trimmed my car out, taped it up, got a good restart. Then I got out in front, and the 2 cars up in front of me battling hard kind of left a little bit of a door open, and I made the pass. And I will tell you this, a lot of times those last 10 laps, you find yourself holding your breath. I promise you, I held my breath that whole time. I could not actually believe that I won Richmond. That will go down in the history books over at our shop as one of the best wins we've ever gotten. And again, in the AK series, for some reason, the AK series just is like, we just have good success there. It's one of the championships that I've won before that I'm the most proud of, and to be able to pull off that race and that win. And someone had said earlier in the race, wouldn't it be cool if you won a race in AK's car? And we were actually talking about that Talladega was coming up, and that was probably my best shot at winning a race. But to win it at Richmond, I think it was Randy who pointed out how cool it would be if I could win a race in AK's car. And 30 minutes later, I'm pulling into victory lane. So I think he might have helped me a little bit there, just putting that in my head, and I drove the wheels off that thing, and it was, I tell you, I'll never forget that win at Richmond in the Cup Series.
What the hell does Randy know?
Well, here's another dumb fact for you, Pockets, in that race. Do you know where you started?
Last?
Dead last.
Well, I never hardly ever qualify, so, and my theory on that is that, right at the beginning of the race, things are hectic. People are battling for position. They're driving hard, right? When the green flag drops at the very beginning of the race, everybody's getting after it. And I always err on the side of caution and kind of lay back and wait for the race to play out. You know what I mean? I usually start really racing at the halfway point. Just make sure you make it to the halfway point, and then the intensity ratchets up as the laps go down. So that's my theory on not qualifying.
Okay, and here's another fact. When we were doing the drunken cow stuff, I got AK's car, the teriyaki car. Remember that?
Yes.
So last year, I ran all my cars in his throwback cars last year. And I won a race in every single one of his cars last year.
That's probably AK cheering us on and giving us that extra little bump that we need there. So yeah, that's pretty interesting facts.
That's why I was throwing it out there because, yep, I had to talk to you about that before, but I didn't know if you remembered that.
Well, hell of a job at Richmond, and congrats on that victory, Pockets. That was well earned right there. Strategy decision there at the last pit stop, and it paid off. Yeah, so good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So let's go back here. The next race was at Watkins Glen road course, the only road course here in the.
And Texan tried to give this one away again.
Oh, I damn near did at the end of it. As you can see, I did get the pole and managed to take the victory, but I think it was the very last lap of the race. The next to the last.
The second, it was right at the end for sure.
It was the next to the last turn. I had a decent lead, but that last left-hander, I came around that turn and got back in the gas a little bit too early with the old tires and spun the car around. Luckily, I was able to get it going the right direction fast enough to get around that last turn and cross the start finish line and still take the win. But I did try to give this one, I did try to give it away. Let's take a look at the results here from Watkins Glen.
Texan with a great win. Mike Coolong second, Mayhem third, Hot Rod fourth, and Gear rounds out the top five.
So let's go back then into our last race, the one we just ran, which was Talladega. Looks like I took the pole at Talladega, but it was one of our special guests here tonight, BSR SS Joba, who took the victory at Talladega. SS, as good as they get as far as super speedway racing goes. We all know that from the Saturday night team series. Man can be the only one left on his team running against 3 cars from the other team and still manage to take the win somehow or another. I don't know how he does it, but he's got the magic when it comes to super speedway racing, and he definitely showed it when we raced Talladega here in the Cup Series just a little over a week ago. Let's go to the results here from Talladega in the Cup Series.
Yes, Joba with a great win. Texas second, Mayhem third, Pockets fourth, and Mike Coolong rounds out the top five.
It looks like that was a mostly green flag race as well. We did have 2 cautions in there, but it would have had to been quite a few laps of green before we got to the end of that because several cars a lap down. Pockets, Mike Coolong both a lap down. Hot Rod 3 laps down. Randy ended up 4 laps down and Vito 6. I'm guessing most of those come from black flags in the pits. That's usually where that kind of incident comes from.
Me and Joba got together. That's what got me. I had a 30-second penalty in the pits because I got the grass early.
So with 4 races behind us in the Cup Series, let's go over and take a look at the standings. Who is at the top of the board? Whoa. BSR Texan is the leader by 12 points over BSR Mayhem in second place. Pockets right behind him in third, down by 14. Mike Coolong in fourth, down by 15. And Hot Rod rounding out the top 5, down by 22. And that is close there between second, third, and fourth place. Even fifth place still right there, but only 3 points from second place to fourth place. 2 points back to third.
We got Martinsville coming out, and then Homestead. I'm expecting to pick up some points here. And then Kentucky. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Homestead, Kentucky. And what's the last one? Is it Darlington?
Oh, not
No,
Darlington. Darlington is in the Xfinity Series. That's actually coming up.
It's Martinsville, Homestead, Kentucky, Chicagoland.
Chicagoland. Those 3. Not Martinsville. Last time we ran Martinsville, I seem to have forgotten how to drive that track. and hopefully I'll do a little better this time. But I'm looking forward to the 3 following to make up some points on you, because this is it's feeling like a lost cause. But with those 3 tracks, I really need to get some points on you. Hopefully you don't finish second every time.
Mayhem. Last time we ran Cup at Martinsville, you won.
Really?
Yeah, and I finished second. Was in the chase.
Maybe it was the trucks or something, where I just remember I couldn't keep up with Mike and Tex, and they just seemed to pull away, especially at the end. I just could not run them down.
Well, let's go back to the schedule and see exactly what we have left here. Looks like 5 races left to go. 5 races left to go. So there are only 9 races total in the Cup Series. We got Martinsville that is going to be our first Cup race once we get past the holidays here, January 7th. Homestead coming up the week after that. Then Kentucky, Chicagoland, and finishing off with Daytona, which once again will be a dual purpose race. We'll count for points for the AK Series, also bonus points toward the 2021 Cup Series will be handed out for the top 5 in that race as well. So let's go over and take a look at the Team Series. Let's see what's been going on here in season 43 of the Team Series. Looks like we've had 4 races so far in the Team Series as well. 2 in the trucks and 2 in the Cup. So it looks like race number 1, BSR SS Joba takes the win. Also race number 2, BSR SS Joba takes the win. That would have put Aftershock with a pretty decent lead after 2 races. Race number 3.
You would have thought, but it wasn't that big. It was only 4 points.
And race number 3, Momo with the victory. Momo's not on a team this year. Is that right?
That is correct.
That's right.
The first scoring car was Black Car Mafia, which was you driving.
So we made up a few points on Aftershock in that race.
We finished third. You gained 2 points in that race because you had the most laps led.
And in the last race, which was last night, Aftershock had
that was
a little bit of trouble.
All your points in right there.
Yeah, a little bit of trouble for the Aftershock team, and the Mafia. Actually, we did pretty well in that race and made up quite a few points in that race. So let's go through these right quick. At Daytona, Aftershock with 46 points. Black Car Mafia brought home 42. So that put them up by a total of 4 points after race number 1. And then if we go to race number 2, Aftershock with 45 points. Mafia leading the most laps, only lost 1 point to the Aftershock team in race number 2 with 44. So that would have put Aftershock down by 5 points going into race number 3, which Momo took the victory in. And the top scoring team was the Mafia with a second place finish, 44 points, also led the most laps. Aftershock with a third place finish and 42 points. So that made up 2 points on the Aftershock team. So that put us only 3 points back going into race number 4. And race number 4
put you 4 points ahead.
The Mafia with a great show in race number 4, 48 points, led the most laps, took the win. Aftershock with the 4th place finish. Did manage to get a point for leading the lap, only 41. So, yes, 6 points made up in this race. That should put us 3 points ahead. 4 points ahead.
4 points now.
Oh, no, we made up 7 points, not 6. 7 points. Yeah, so we go over to the standings. After 4 races, Black Car Mafia with a 4-point lead over the Aftershock team. It's been pretty close. You know, the 2 teams, 3 teams. Last few seasons, we've had 3 teams. We dropped it down to just 2 teams for the season 42, and now just 2 teams once again for season 43.
This is the first time we did we did 3 laps.
We did just 2 teams last season as well.
Did we?
Yeah, just the Mafia and Aftershock, I believe, wasn't it?
No. England ran last season. 43 England ran because
Okay.
they finished last. It was 0, 8, and 12.
Well, it's still keeping the things pretty close here with these 5-man teams, and whenever somebody doesn't show up, we've always had a few
User
extra
was
drivers
timed
to
out.
throw in there to add in and make up the difference. So things have been running pretty even so far in this series, and we've got 6 races left to go. Only 4 points separating these two teams.
Yes, and if it keeps going the way it's been going, yes, it'll be pretty close at the end, and it'll be competitive all the way through. No complaints. I'm pretty happy with the way it's going. I'm liking it.
It looks like we've got, out of the 6 races, 2 more truck races. So we'll have two races in the Cup, 2 more races in the truck, and we will finish the season off with 2 more races in the Cup Series. So
Yes,
6 races left to go. We'll see how this thing turns out.
The second to last race we need to talk about, that's the Daytona race. That is a dual share race. That's bonus point. That's the shootout race. That winner gets 2 points, I believe it is, in that pocket, ain't it? Or 1?
Yeah, no, it's
But only
it's
the
2.
winner gets a bonus point or 2.
Yeah, so you guys will have to remember that out there, and I'm sure we will remind everyone
But
on
what?
on the week coming up to that race.
Yes.
That way anybody who may not normally run on Saturday night
We'll
that
want to
might-
come in and get some time in. Yes,
absolutely, because
I-
2 bonus points, as we all know, can make a huge difference at the end of the season when we get into that chase.
Yes, and what really makes that interesting is that's not just a team race, it's that bonus point race. So it's kind of every man for themselves, even though you're trying to help the team. And at the end, you're going to have teams that need to make points. So it's going to be interesting. At least it was last year. Last year was really interesting.
So we lost Mayhem. Looks like he fell off at TeamSpeak here.
Yes.
Kind of hoping he could get back in here. I'm going to send him a text message right quick because we're about to talk about the
Championship trophies?
we're about to talk about all the championship stuff from last season. I was kind of hoping he could be in here for that.
Yes, sir.
So let's see.
Well, we could go and talk about the Hangover in the meantime.
Yeah, that's what I was going to actually talk about next was the Hangover.
Dang it, I can't go to the Hangover because it's my day after my anniversary.
Yes, that's your yes. No, it's actually on your anniversary. It is on the 1st.
Well, my anniversary is actually on New Year's Eve.
Oh, 10-4.
Why can't we move it a day?
We
That's the
could-
Hangover. It's January
Wow,
3rd.
The problem is that would be a Sunday, would it not?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't
No,
be.
no,
I
no,
wouldn't be
no.
able to race anyway because I'm tied up. That gets close to the end of my wife's vacation, and
The second is a Saturday this year, I believe. I'm going to check, but I'm sure it's a Saturday. Yes, the second would be a Saturday. The 1st is Friday.
So I send him out a text message. We'll see if he can jump back in here. He's replying back. Give me just a second here. I'm trying, laughing out loud. Router is rebooting. Okay, so he's having to reboot his router. He's got a little bit of time because I want to
User
talk.
entered your channel.
There he is. Looks like Captain
Yep.
Crunch. Captain Crunch. So I've got some picks loaded up here. First, I saw Randy Claflin out there in the chat. I'm not sure if he's still there or not, but Randy sent me an awesome render of his new car, and looks like that's a Dale Earnhardt Sr. Paint scheme with the number 29 on it. Goodrich black car with the silver or gray stripe at the bottom. That's an awesome looking car. Randy really been getting into painting some cars here lately. He's painted quite a few cars for several different drivers. He did the Die Hard car that the rookie that Palmian drives. That's a great looking car. I know he did one recently for Rebel, I believe. He's done several cars recently. So Randy, getting pretty skilled with the painting here, and that is a great looking BF Goodrich number 29 car right there. So nice looking car you got, Randy. So talking about the Hangover, I should have put this in here right off the bat, but I forgot we were going to be talking about this. Whoops. Let me leave that up. We don't want that picture in there yet. Let's see if I can move something up here. Give me just a second. Now, I'll just leave Randy's car in the background. I'm going to import a picture right quick. So our defending champion from last year's Hangover race is in here with us. BSR Rugrat did win the Hangover race in 2020, and congrats on that, by the way, Rugrat.
That wasn't just my.
That's a huge win.
That was my first win ever. Plus
Yes.
the first one of the year.
Yes.
Yeah, first race of the year and first
Our very
win,
first
but
ever
I mean, that's a prestigious race right there.
Oh,
The
yeah, it's a
Hangover.
crown jewel race.
That is not an easy race to get a win at, and you did an awesome job last year racing and being there at the end when it matters, being in position to get that win. And I wanted to show this. I've got this picture here. This was the trophy from last year's Hangover race that BSR Rugrat received for taking that victory.
And you know what? And you know what was really great about that race, Killer? She led 3 laps. One was under caution, which was the only caution of the race, and the last 2 laps of the race.
And I do have to thank Gear again because he did help, and so did you, Tekken and Hot Rod. So thank you. But definitely Gear, I've second guessed I was like, I should go down there because if I don't, I'm not gonna finish this race in first. And at the last minute, I jumped down there, and Gear just pushed me to the win.
But sometimes that's
a
what
nice
it takes.
Trophy right there.
Yeah, I've got another pic of this. Let me.
What's it say? I wish I could see what it said.
It
Hang
says Bomb Squad Racing Annual Hangover 250, January 1st, 2020, Daytona race winner, number 065 BSR Rugrat.
That's a killer trophy. I love
I've
that
got
thing.
another
Yes.
picture of it. The black that you see in there is actually, it's every other square. It's like a black
Yes.
and silver checkered flag. I think you can.
The reflection from the camera kind of blended a lot of it out. You couldn't see it that much. That's what happened with it.
Yeah, it
'Cause
looks like
it's
a
like
genuine checkered flag.
It's like a flat colored black, and when the flash flashed, and it couldn't keep the flash from flashing, it kind of blends it out a little bit.
I think for
'Cause we
this
took
race,
we took a couple pictures of it, and it still kept doing the same thing.
I think for this race, we have to put my 2020 champion somewhere on my car.
Okay, we could paint your new car for that.
Yeah.
race.
So I may
We've been talking about doing your new car for next year anyway. So
I am going to send out the trophy again for this race this year. Might be the same trophy, maybe something a little bit different, but we will be sending out a trophy to the winner of the Hangover race, January 1st of 2021. So you guys make sure you show up for that, and I wish you could be there, Pockets, because you
You
could have
guys
one of those
just
sitting on
drink-
your shelf.
Oh, I know it.
You guys just drank what you drank for New
You
Year's
know-
Eve, so I can win again. Okay?
Hey, the thing about it is there's as much time as I do spend racing. That's the one concession that I do make, that I don't race during that week. So I never have. So I don't think I've ever made a hangover race.
I don't remember you making any.
Well, congrats again on that win last year, and I hope you can repeat it again this year. If you're there at the end, and I have the opportunity, I will definitely push you to the win of another Hangover 500 race. Absolutely. I'll take a second place, so Rugrat her can defend her championship.
I'm with you, Texan. That'd be the only time I probably wouldn't pass her to beat her. Well, I didn't last year. I could have, and I didn't.
I can tell you not to trust Momo.
Yeah,
No,
Don't
no,
trust
no.
Momo. I can tell you that. I could
never.
have told you that. I thought you knew.
Anybody
I'm
that-
sorry I didn't tell you.
And anybody that's dumb enough to even think he's going to stay there, it's deserve what you get. That's all.
Hey.
So SS, are you going to be at the Hangover this year?
Most likely.
So there's some of your best competition right there, Rugrat. SS Joba. Probably won as many, if not more, races than anybody at super speedways.
Yeah, he wasn't there last year.
I got my shirt from the first hangover race that we did. I'm wearing it right now.
That Templar, I think I won that. Is that the one I won? I won one of these.
I won the first one. I think you got the second one.
Yeah, maybe it was. I got it the first year they did. You know what the hell? I get a bonus? No, I got something for it.
Is that the one that everybody got a shirt? Everybody who showed up? I do have one of those shirts. I can't remember I think it's a polar bear race though.
Yeah, the polar bear.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah, I
it.
don't have. That's not the shirt.
No, the polar bear one.
Hangover 500, the first one.
Yeah, the polar bear one, the first polar bear one, me and RJ both got wrecked out at the very beginning in the first wreck.
Captain C.
Captain Crunch.
Mayhem.
That's
Oh.
me.
Doesn't say crunch.
All I gotta say is I requested off already for this race, so I will not be tired from work.
Oh, she requested the day off, so she will be off January 1st. Make sure
Seriously,
she'll
going to
be
defend
there.
that championship.
That's right.
You know what else? You know what else sucks about that is she got that trophy kill, and that's the only trophy that's allowed in my freaking living room. Is her trophy.
Okay, are you guys still on the show?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yeah, you can actually you can see this trophy if you were.
I
on
did.
YouTube,
I looked at it.
PSR
It was pretty
Texas.
cool looking.
So
Just
speaking of,
popped in there, but I got confused because I could hear that and you guys, and I was like, you know what?
yeah, it's easier if you mute
We moved
YouTube.
to sound too.
Yeah, just
when
mute-
we're watching.
Mute YouTube. You can just watch it and listen live. It's a little bit of a delay on YouTube, but you can still see everything that's going on. So speaking of trophies and championships, we've got the other championship trophies from the 2020 racing season to show you guys. Everybody's had their trophies for a few weeks now and sent in some pictures. Start right here with our defending and repeat Cup champion, BSR Mayhem. That is the Cup trophy for the 2020 racing season. You can see he's got it sitting right in the middle of his racing rig there. I can see the top of his steering wheel. I can see that custom panel that Mayhem has set up there with the gauges on it and everything. Monitor in the background. And congrats once again on the two-time championship for that Cup Series, Mayhem. Great job.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a hell of a fun
So
racing you guys and just trying to kick butt. And I did send you a better picture of that trophy. I don't know if you have it or if it's
I do
not-
have it. It is right behind this one. I wanted to show both of them. So
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, this trophy is actually mostly silver, but with the lighting he's got and the reflection, that thing is so reflective. It looks more gold in this particular picture because of the way it's reflecting. I can see. Looks like I can see guitars reflected off the top of that right there. Maybe your racing chair. I can definitely see some guitars hanging back there.
That was the one it's taken is like on a white shelf.
No, this one is the one that's sitting on your racing rig that I still have.
Oh,
up
I
there at the
gotcha.
moment. Yeah. So let's go to the next one. Let me show you. That's a little bit better picture. Kind of shows what it actually looks like with the silver and the gold highlights. But that's the better picture that you sent me there. That shows the color definitely a lot better. So that's your 2020 Cup Series Championship trophy. Man, that thing turned out to look pretty damn good. That's a
Nice
looking
trophy.
Yeah, it was cool to be able to pick it out and then just get it all done up. And that company's very cool. They're actually a few miles away from me. And that trophy looks badass.
Yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to do this year. I tried to get you guys to do it last year, but nobody would pick their trophy. They're like, "No, you pick it out, whatever you send me." And yeah, I was like, I wanted guys to. I want to make sure that everybody had something they thought was really cool looking, a really cool looking trophy. And I made them. I made Mayhem. I was like, here's this link. You look at these. Tell me what you like. I did
But
this.
that's why I tried not to pick mine this year, because I had picked mine the year before. That's why I didn't want to pick mine this year.
Yeah. Hot Rod did not want to pick his, but again, I forced his hand, and
We
Hot
kind of
Rod.
picked it together. We kind of picked it together though, so I don't feel as bad.
Yeah, I showed him the one that Mayhem picked, and I told him what I thought about it, and of course, there was a very similar trophy. He didn't want to have the exact same trophy that Mayhem got, but it is very similar. Just his is actually the gold version of this instead of the silver one.
Plus, it had my car color in it. That was the selling point for me.
And so, Hot Rod was our Dirt Series champion for the 2020 Racing Series. Also 2019, and as you said, the AK winner. So Hot Rod defending that Dirt Series championship for the last 2 full seasons and the AK season as well. And I've got a pick here of BSR Hot Rod's. Well, let me get.
Hey, I did the same thing in the Cup Series. I don't think I'm going to win it this time, though.
Oh, I don't know. So here's a pic of Hot Rod's Dirt Series trophy. So very similar trophy to the Cup trophy that Mayhem received. It is a gold version, though. It's gold with silver and blue highlights in it. You can see a little bit of the blue back there behind those diamond shapes down underneath. And you sent me 2 pics as well, did you not, Hot Rod?
Yes,
I believe you did.
You should have the faceplate on it.
Yeah,
Because that was the best part of the trophy. As far as I'm concerned, it is anyway.
yeah. This is the actual plate, so you can see what it actually says down there at the bottom of his trophy. Bomb Squad Racing 2020 Dirt Series champion, BSR Hot Rod, and it wouldn't be complete without adding the Foot Doctor to that trophy right there. So
The only thing that was missing was what we had talked about putting on it, was the pedal with the foot.
yes, and I did have that added on there, but I'm guessing there just wasn't
There's
enough
enough
room
room.
on
Yeah,
that
that's
trophy for them to add that in there. On Mayhem's, there was enough room, I guess, for the cross flag thing that was on the base plate of Mayhem's trophy. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. The Foot Doctor, Dirt Series champion, and again, nice looking trophy. So let me go back to the bigger image of it there. I'm glad you guys are happy with these. That's all I wanted. Make sure everybody was happy with what they got for their championship, because this is a full season of racing. We're talking from February to November. Worthy of a decent looking trophy to be able to set on your shelf and remember. All the hard work you put in for a good full season of racing to take that win.
I did tell you I'm doing the dirt trophy next year. Did I not?
Yes, and I believe Pockets mentioned the American Truck Syndicate
He's doing the truck
sponsoring the Truck Series,
Yes.
and
That is correct.
I'll take care of the Cup Series again this coming up year, as well as, like I said, the
You know,
the
Hangover.
the Hangover. Yes, there you go.
do we have a sponsor for the?
Not for the Xfinity yet. Not nothing official.
I'll take care of the Xfinity as well as the Cup.
Why don't you take care of the? Why don't you take care of the? You take care of the Cup and the Hangover, and I'll take care of the Xfinity. The American Truck Syndicate will take care of the Xfinity and the Truck Series.
We can do that.
And I got the dirt.
You know what that means? I'll have to actually send a monetary donation this year. I haven't done that the last couple of years. I figured this would be my way of contributing, to BSR. I didn't send in an actual, donation towards server dues or any of that, but I did take care of the trophies at the end of the season. So since I'm not gonna be solely responsible for those, then I guess I'll have to kick into some server dues this year.
And I'll tell you what else I'll do. Second and third place in each series that is sponsored by the American Truck Syndicate. The American Truck Syndicate will give a trophy and a T-shirt to the winner of each series, and a T-shirt to second and third place.
Awesome.
Well, damn, you're up in the ante. Up in the ante. With the Cup Series, we might just have to do something similar to that for the Cup Series as well. I mean, I can't be one-upped by the American Truck Syndicate.
We can get you hooked up with the T-shirt deal, because we do have the American Truck Syndicate does have a T-shirt shop, and our good friend Scar that helps and Larry, we do have custom options to where we can make shirts, and there is actually some Bomb Squad Racing shirts in. I
was going to say, I think there's Bomb Squad Racing already in there, isn't there?
Yes, and we can have something custom special made for each one of those series. We can have a special shirt made for the winner, second place, and third place in each series, and trucks and nationwide.
Yeah, I'll get with Scar and we'll do BSR ones for the Cup. And then and the dirt, and we'll do the same with the dirt also.
Yes.
So
Now,
go ahead.
say it. Go ahead, say it.
I want to just say.
She heard you talking about the shirt. She goes, "Okay, I want one."
we even do children's sizes for sure.
So we'll have to get her a Bomb Squad Racing shirt then.
Absolutely.
That's Pocket's #1 fan.
Yes, it is. Hi.
She'll be like, "Don't you wreck Pockets now? He's gonna win. Don't care about Papa. Just don't wreck Pockets. He's gonna win."
So I see Randy chiming in on the chat out there. Says he wants a trophy this year. Randy, you'll have to show up to that Hangover 500. You've run quite a few super speedway races. You have won a few races on Saturday night. You'll have to show up for the January 1st Hangover race. You got a good shot. Of course, you'll have to beat the defending champion here if you want to get that trophy.
I'm telling you, Randy, if you're out front and I can push you to win, I'll push you to win, buddy.
So we got to go ahead.
Sorry. There's no trophies for the AK series. Is that correct?
Last season there wasn't. We might can work something out for the AK series trophies. They were shorter seasons, shorter races.
Right. No, I just didn't know if there was something I missed last year or something.
No, there wasn't last year.
I was I'm happy with that.
I was a little bit strapped after the championship trophies. Yeah.
Plus, you were probably really bummed that you couldn't win either series. I understand.
Well, I did win a couple of series last year, so let's let's go to these next couple of picks I got here. The next one is going to be the Truck Series Championship trophies, and I have to apologize for the quality of these pictures because
Your camera's bad.
I have terrible lighting in my apartment. The best I can do is, I got it up close to one of the windows, had some light shining through it here. And I just took these pictures today. I didn't import them into the broadcaster until just before we went live here. So I didn't really have opportunity to try to get a better picture of these trophies. But this is the Truck Series Championship trophy for the 2020 season. This one was kind of different, kind of unique, so I thought it looked pretty cool. And that was my trophy for the 2020 Truck Series Championship. And I've got one more for you, the Xfinity Series, which I also managed to win this last year. I couldn't do the three-peat like I did back in, 2018, 2019, somewhere in that range.
Somewhere in that.
But I did manage two of them. It was 2018, I think, because 2019, I don't think I won anything. I didn't win anything in 2019. No championship.
No.
The next one up is going to be Xfinity. That is the Xfinity Series trophy right there, and that picture is terrible. Oh my God, you can't see anything. It's so blurry. Terrible picture. It's a cup trophy. Maybe not quite as nice as the ones that Hot Rod and Mayhem got. I love the way those freaking trophies look. Those two trophies that you guys picked out, but I couldn't very well pick the exact same trophy as much as I liked it. So I got something that was a little bit different, but that's another cup trophy right there. Both of them, the base plate basically just says the year, the Bomb Squad Racing, and what series it was, champion, and it's got my name on there. So those are your trophies for the 2020 racing season, and your champions: BSR Hot Rod in the dirt, BSR Mayhem in the cup, and myself, BSR Texan, in the truck and Xfinity series. Let me bring these other ones. As you can see, Mayhem, I'm not playing about. I actually do play. You can see what that trophy's sitting on, right?
Hell yeah.
And if you come up to the next one, you can see the picks laying next to the other one, which sit right there on top of my amp. Let me put these other ones back up here right quick while we just finish off a little bit here. That's Hot Rod's trophy once again, and Mayhem's cup trophy.
Yeah, that second trophy, the one that looks like bat wings, is really cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking trophy. I mean, it's not quite as tall as your guys's. How tall is it? I think those were like 17 inches or
Yeah, something like that.
that.
Yeah, but just the coolest shape, man. Definitely unique.
Yeah, it's got a pretty cool cup shape. I think it's about 15 inches tall, so it's a little bit shorter than the ones you guys got, but it's still a pretty cool looking trophy, and it's got the cross checkered flag inlay there in the middle of it. The little blue diamond shapes down at the base. But man, I love these. I love that trophy you got right there. That's awesome. That's got to look great on the shelf displayed.
Oh,
Absolutely. Yeah, those are some great trophies.
So one of the other things I wanted to do tonight, I don't know if you guys have time. I know we're running a little bit long here, but I do have the NASCAR official schedule up if you guys want to run through that right quick and just take a look at how things have changed, what races we may be actually changing, not running whatever track they have put in, and what track we might substitute for that particular race. You guys got time for that?
absolutely.
Yes.
All right, so
I'm gonna jump out of here first. Good night, guys.
good night,
Good
Rugrat.
night,
We'll
Rugrat.
See you, Rugrat.
if not before, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll definitely see you January 1st at the Hangover.
You too. Looking forward to it. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, Rugrat.
Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
User disconnected from your channel.
Oh, and for all of our Jewish friends, Happy Hanukkah. Aren't we in the middle of Hanukkah right now? Chad?
Are we in the middle? Yes, I believe we are in the middle.
I
of
think we
Hanukkah.
are. What
Or
God is it's 7 days and nights, isn't it? Or
so we should be a
6.
couple of days in.
I think so. I'm not real sure, but Happy Hanukkah.
So this is the cup schedule that I've got.
Let's
up
smoke
right
your
here.
marijuana gun.
Drink your gin and tonica.
Because it's Hanukkah, everyone.
So let's go over to the truck series here right quick. Truck series schedule Friday or February. So we got Daytona, obviously. We know what we're doing for February for the Daytona. We got the speed weeks and the actual first race of the season at Daytona. Then when we head into March, looks like March 5th, Las Vegas, Atlanta, Bristol, April, Richmond, May, Kansas, Darlington. So nothing odd about that so far. But then we come to May 22nd, Circuit of the Americas. There is a track available, Circuit of the Americas. There is a track available for our sim for us to be able to run. We do, however, need to test this track to make sure that it's going to be up to par. Make sure that it's going to be, something that we can drive, not spinning out all over the place. That the grip level is where it needs to be. Make sure there's no oddities with it as far as pitting or people getting black flags for weird reasons, anything like that. So we are going to try to run this Circuit of America's track, but we're going to need to test it. So hopefully we can get that done somewhere over the holidays here, because that's about the only time that we're going to have to test this. I know, Larry, you said that you might not be able to be around for that.
We were looking for Wednesday, right? This coming Wednesday?
Yeah, I won't be around for that. I have a question. How many races are in that truck schedule? More than last year.
Let's count them down after we go through, see if there are any others. So we got Charlotte after that, Texas Motor Speedway, Nashville. Now that's going to be another track. Do we have a Nashville that we
No,
can
we're
run?
supposed to run either Kentucky or Chicago in that place.
So we have there's no Nashville available.
I think there might be, but like I said, I think we were going to put Chicago or Kentucky there. That was the consensus at the time, but
Is that what we want to do? Pockets, Larry, SS? Do we want to, if there's a Nashville available, do we want to try to run it, or do we want to substitute?
We want to substitute.
All right.
Because we gotta get Chicago and Kansas back on the schedule.
Kentucky.
Yes, Kansas stays. We gotta get
Kentucky would be a good one to put right there. Nashville.
Yes, we don't want to get rid of Kentucky, and we do not want to get rid of Chicagoland. Those are two very good tracks that have been very good to us, and we do not have to do the stupid shit that NASCAR does. We are not going to get rid of Kentucky or Chicagoland, so we need to fill in with what we think is stupid choices by them when keep it to the tradition, because those tracks, like I said, have been very good to us in the past.
So I can see there are two right here. After Nashville, we got Pocono, which will be fine, and then we got Knoxville, which is going to be another track that we have never run. Don't know if there's even anything available. And then Watkins Glen. So Nashville.
I just don't have a CTS set up at present time.
Right, but Knoxville, we were going to substitute something for that one as well. Was that the consensus on that?
I would think we do either Chicagoland or Kentucky, one of them, whichever one we don't put. You know what I mean?
Right. So either way it goes, Nashville and Knoxville one of those races would be Chicagoland. The other race would be Kentucky.
Well, I thought I'm sorry, which series are you talking about? The trucks?
This is the truck series.
Do they run Darlington twice?
No.
Okay, well then, yeah, we'd have to put it in place of Knoxville because in the Cup Series we were going to do only one Darlington and put Chicago/Kentucky in that place, as well as win Nashville for the other one.
Well, I'm just telling you, there's way more than 23 truck races this season in that schedule.
Yeah, the playoffs, it looks like it is, what is this? Worldwide
So that's
Technology Raceway.
That's
to eliminate
Gateway.
the Dirt Series.
Gateway.
That is Gateway.
Yes.
And isn't that's a track we already run, right?
Yes.
Yes, great
So that
race.
would be Gateway.
That's good. Good track.
We got Canadian, which we run Bristol, which we run Las Vegas, Talladega, Martinsville, and Phoenix. So all of those tracks are fine, but let's count the last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at Bristol, 6, 7. So they've only got 7 in the playoffs, but we're going to run 10. So
Right, so
8,
you
9,
go up
10.
to-
Pocono would start the chase in the trucks, which means Knoxville.
That's about where it normally is.
Right. So Knoxville, that's going to be a substitute race, and that's going to be a chase race. So what do we want to put there in Knoxville?
Chicago's the other one, right?
Chicago, Kentucky.
Chicago or Kentucky, whichever one y'all choose.
Right. I thought we
As
were
long
doing
as we
Kentucky in place of Nashville, and we'll do
Yeah.
Chicago in place of
Wait,
Knoxville.
There you
wait,
go.
Hold
Either
on.
way, which one
which
produces?
one was in the chase last season? That's what. One of those two races was in the chase last year.
Kentucky, I believe.
I
I
was
believe
going to
you're
say,
right.
I think Kentucky probably produces some better, closer racing.
That
so,
would be the one you would want to put in the chase because you're putting
Right.
it back into the chase.
so then,
I'm checking right now. Hang on.
in which case we would put.
Kentucky was definitely in the chase because Chase went Kentucky, Eldora, Michigan. See, and they don't have Eldora on the schedule this year. That would they changed it to Knoxville instead of Eldora.
So I mean, we could. Do we want to put Eldora back in it, or do we want to
No,
leave
yeah.
it Kentucky?
It was. I mean, it just wasn't the same as like running our dirt series race. So I don't know. Not really a fan, but that's just me.
I don't really care.
Well, I would vote Kentucky.
All right. So what are we voting on?
Chicago in place of Nashville, Kentucky in place of Knoxville, which is in the chase.
Or
I will tell you this. All right. So
or
was Kentucky in the chase last year?
Yes, it was the first race of the chase last year. Second race was Eldora. Third race was Michigan, then Gateway, then Canadian Tire, then Bristol, then Vegas, Talladega, Martinsville, ended in Phoenix.
Let me ask y'all a question. Is it stupid to have the Eldora race in the chase?
that's what we were talking about. Since it was in there last year, do we put Kentucky back in, or do we put Eldora back in?
Yes, they replaced
Kentucky.
Knoxville, Eldora with Knoxville. So yeah, put Kentucky back in there because you got to have Kentucky in the chase. That just
All right, so we'll do Kentucky then in place of Knoxville, and we will do Chicagoland in place of Nashville.
That works for me.
Yeah, I don't
As
care
long
which
as we
one you
get-
do. I'm going to beat
Just
you.
as long as we get those two in there, that's fine.
So let's go back and finish counting these. So the last 10 starting with Pocono. We got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 up to Kansas, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So no, actually, and that first race that my number 22 is Daytona. Okay, yeah, so there's 22 total races, not 23. Looks like there's 22 total races in this truck series there, Hot Rod. So you're good to go. But the second race is one that we're probably going to have to substitute as well, unless we are going to run the Daytona Road Course, which I believe we've already reached consensus. We're not going to do that either.
Well, we should have 23. That's the way it ran last year. We had 23 because 13 regular season races and then 10 chase races. So they're short one race somewhere.
You're still live, right, Texan?
Yeah, I'm still live. And yeah,
Just-
there are a total of 22 races in this schedule.
Just a point. I don't know if you care or not. Hang on. I just want you doing all this work. You sure you want to broadcast it? You know what I mean? Just asking. That way, we're not doing everybody else's work. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think think there's a problem with that. That way, anybody who's
They're gonna
watching
copy it,
can
they're
go
gonna
back
copy it.
and they can watch this and they can see exactly what we intend to do for the season.
Okay.
I'm not worried about what anybody else. They can
Gotcha.
do whatever they want.
No problem.
Go back up to Daytona, Texas.
Of course, people are going to follow the originators, so let them follow. There'll still be a follower.
Yeah.
The first Daytona race is the Daytona would be like the 500.
Right.
The second one, it says the road course is a totally different date.
Yes, it's February 19th. It's the following week.
Yes, we should put something in there.
Right.
So give
So
us 23, Chicagoland, something. We should put something in there. Stick Eldoro in there maybe, or you know what I mean? Something like that. Anything, got to stick something in there.
we could put Eldora in there. It was on the schedule last season. Is there
Yeah, it
any
was in
other
the-
track that was on the schedule last season that's not in here? I think from looking through the rest of this, I mean, Darlington's already in here on the schedule.
Homestead?
So
Is Homestead in there?
Homestead is not in here.
We think we should put Homestead there.
Does everybody agree on that? Homestead sound good?
Yes.
Pretty sure Homestead was in the truck schedule last year.
Oh, there we go. Then we got it. So we're going to do Homestead in place of the second truck race, which is they're running Daytona Road. We'll run Homestead. When we get down to the Circuit of Americas, which is in May, we hopefully are going to be able to run that road course, but it's not quite nailed down. So if we want to try for Wednesday night, Mayhem, you said you're good for that. I'm good for that. If anybody else can possibly make it in Wednesday night, Mayhem said he can get the track uploaded to the server.
If you do it Wednesday night, there's a very good possibility I will also be there.
Well, that's great because the more the merrier as far as testing stuff like, glitches, things like that, and getting everybody's opinion on how the track actually drives as far as grip level. And, because I know when that Charlotte road course first came out, the first version of that was you could barely get in the gas. Yes, you could barely get in the gas. The grip level wasn't that great. So, the more the merrier. Anybody who can possibly show up this coming Wednesday to help test this Circuits of America track, we'd really appreciate your help and your input. Hopefully it'll turn out good and we'll be able to put that in the schedule. If not, then that's the only one we've got to work out what's going to go in there if the track that's available is not up to par to be able to run.
Yes.
And then when we get down to Knoxville, that will be substituted for Chicagoland. And I'm sorry, not Knoxville, Nashville.
That's Kentucky.
Nashville will be Chicagoland. Knoxville will be Kentucky. Yes.
Yes.
And that takes care of the truck schedule.
Yeah.
So let's go over.
Now that we went over it, I'll go back through tomorrow and I'll actually write it down and figure it out, and then I'll take like a screenshot, or I'll take a picture and email it to everybody off my whiteboard. That way, everybody will have a general idea what it looks like before we put it in the schedule.
Right, and that's another reason I wanted to go ahead and broadcast this, because this way.
That way I can go back and look at it a million times.
We can go back and remember exactly what we agreed upon for each of these races. So let's go over then to the Xfinity schedule for NASCAR. I don't think there's much we're going to have to change in here other than possibly this second race here. So we got Daytona. And they're also running Daytona Road Course here for the second race of the
So
season.
hold on a second. I wasn't here before. That's supposed to be California. They're only not going to California because of the pandemic. We should be running California there.
Oh, okay.
And
You-
you know what?
You
Let
can
me
do
go
that
back to
in the truck, but then you're still missing Homestead, and then Homestead's not none of the schedules.
yeah. And California is
Homestead
actually
is supposed to be Homestead was originally the third race.
yeah, and California is not actually on this truck list either anywhere. So yeah, I don't know that
Are
the
they doing
trucks.
the Daytona Road Course
I don't
on the
know that-
second race?
Yeah, they're doing Daytona. I don't know that the trucks ran Homestead. I know the
Yes, they-
Xfinity and the Cup did.
Yeah, the trucks did. Check the season.
Right.
Regular season, third race was Homestead.
So either way,
That second race across all three series should be California.
Okay, well that's fine. We can do that. That's not. I was just trying to get Homestead in the trucks because I knew it wasn't. I seen it wasn't there.
well, how about that Circuits of America? If we're not able to run that track,
We'll put
we'll put
Homestead in
Homestead
there.
right there. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Perfect.
it.
All right, so back over to Xfinity, Daytona, obviously, and apparently, I guess week 2 will be California, right there instead of the Daytona Road Course. And Homestead is in this one, third race of the season. Then we got Las Vegas, Phoenix, Atlanta, Martinsville, Talladega, no problem so far, Darlington, Dover, and then Circuits of America is in here as well. Again, we'll have to test that
Well,
track, see if
We
it.
could throw Chicagoland or something, figure something to go in there. Then that's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, if it doesn't work out, if the Circuits of America track doesn't work out for us, then we've got Charlotte, Mid Ohio, Texas, Nashville. There's one we're going to have to substitute. So
What did we change the truck?
Nashville, the first one was Chicago because the
Chicago.
one in the
And
chase.
keep
made
it
Kentucky.
across the board that way. Yes,
Okay.
that's probably easier that
So
way.
then
Then.
Nashville will
Absolutely.
be Chicagoland.
Correct.
Then we move over to Pocono, Road of America, Atlanta, New Hampshire, Watkins Glen, and Indianapolis Road Course. We know that is going to be the regular Indy track, not the road course. So we're going to run the standard Indianapolis that
Yes.
NASCAR crazily took out of the schedule for some odd reason or another and put in the road course.
Because Roger Penske's getting old.
Yeah, so that'll be the normal regular Indy that we always run. Then we're going to move on to Michigan, Daytona, Darlington, Richmond, Bristol, Las Vegas, Talladega, Charlotte, Texas, Kansas, Martinsville, and finishing up at Phoenix. So it looks like this schedule, not really much that's going to have to be changed here other than those two and possibly the Circuits of America track. So the Indy Road Course will be regular Indianapolis. The rest of these tracks were all in here last season. Nashville will be Chicagoland. And Homestead already in this schedule. Circuits of America to be
Where's Kentucky going to go?
Count your races,
in the Xfinity series?
whatever series you just did, whatever one we were just going over. Start at the bottom, you know what I mean? Count your chase races, see where you're starting at, and then count how many regular season races.
32 total races.
Okay, that's the same because Kentucky's wasn't in. I didn't see Kentucky. Is Kentucky in there?
No, Kentucky is not in here.
That right, because it's not in any of the series because they're not going to Kentucky anymore in real life, but we want to.
Right. So
Okay.
there's nowhere else to really throw that in. I mean, we got the second race, which is going to be California. Then we move down to every other race is a normal race in here. I mean, we would have to literally take something out to throw Kentucky in.
I got you. Now, what if just putting it out there? No, it doesn't matter. I was just say, what if we only
I mean,
race Circuit Americas in the?
if Circuit America doesn't work out, that's where we can stick it.
Oh, for sure. I was just saying maybe we don't run Circuit Americas in this one series because it's running in the other two. You know, because there is room. Maybe we put Kentucky instead, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that
Just a thought.
that would be fine. I mean, we got Mid Ohio just 2 races after that, so there's another road course right after that, and then Road America not too far behind that one. So
Right, so I didn't know if that bothered you to take one out.
Races in it.
yeah,
Hey, what year is like? Is this the 17th year, the 16th year, the 15th year of Bomb Squad? What series in 2021? These series, what year will it be? Our 15th year, 16th year, 17th year, 18th year? I don't
think
know.
I joined Bomb Squad in around 2007. 2000.
I know that
2007 or 8.
I know that 2007 was when it was the beginning of the Saturday Night Team Series. So
Yeah, I think that was the year that I had first Brock come in, around 2007, and it might have even been a little sooner than that because I remember CRT. We had transferred over to the 2003 version of the game. We ran 2003, 4, and 5. It might have even been 2006 when I came in, and there was already a season or 2 in. So I don't know. Bomb Squad Racing been around since pretty close to the beginning of this 2003 sim.
yeah,
I've been
as
here
far
since-
as
I've been here 6 years, so and you were going way before that.
yeah, I mean I joined in 2005.
Yeah, when did iRacing come about? Around 2005-ish. I think that it was about this.
2006.
It was about the same time because F&D guys that all moved over to iRacing, and the ones that didn't became part of Bomb Squad Racing. So it was right around that same time, I think, when BSR was first around. You guys used to come and race the CRT races when we were still in our last year or 2. So yeah, I mean, I could say you could safely say at least 2004, 2005, which would put it at 16, 17 years.
Yeah, I was just curious about that. Joby, you need to contact and make sure that we're going to be able to have a server for this coming year.
Well, I don't see why not, as long as we pay the bill.
All right, so let's go down the list one more time here for the Xfinity. So we know race number 2, that's going to be California. The next one to substitute would be Circuit of Americas in May. So if we want to agree right now, do we want to just put Kentucky in place of that Circuit of Americas track on Friday night?
Oh wow, yeah, you got my vote, but that's up to you.
If not, you're probably not going to get it, except for in the trucks will be the only place that'll be.
Yeah, I mean, there's nowhere else to insert it in this series, and like you said,
And the Cup Series is going to be the same way. So
No, Cup Series is room. We already talked about what we're going to do there.
There's plenty of other road courses in the Xfinity series, especially at that portion of the season. So I don't see any reason, unless anybody else objects, why we couldn't just put Kentucky right there.
All in favor, say aye.
fine
Aye.
by me.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. The ayes have it.
And then Nashville, obviously that's going to be Chicagoland. And I think the rest of the tracks are all on the schedule. Indianapolis road course will be regular Indianapolis. And the rest of those is it's just a normal schedule from there on. So, and that is 22 races. Wasn't that right? 22 races.
In the truck series, that's what you said, yeah. And 32 in this one.
Yeah,
in the Xfinity.
32 or 33 in this one, yeah. And then the Cup Series.
It should be 12 and 11 is 30.
So with the Cup Series, we were going to do Nashville. We're putting in Chicago, and the second Darlington race, which I believe starts the Chase, we would be running Kentucky instead because we already do Darlington. I mean, I love running Darlington, so don't get me wrong. This is what I think we all discussed that one time and thought it was a good idea that we don't need to run Darlington twice. So I'm down with that if y'all are.
Yes, whether we want Darlington or Kentucky in the Chase, either way. Second race of the season showing here on their schedule again is the
Right,
Daytona
California.
Road Course, so that will be California.
What the real schedule was this. It was Daytona, Homestead, then out to California, followed by Vegas and Phoenix, whatever. That's the West Coast swing. But they fucked up their whole, they should have done that regardless. But people who had tickets and hotels for Homestead for this coming year got fucked because they moved the race back a week.
And looking at this schedule, this is actually the first few races here is actually showing as, the duels, so that they're going to have the Clash at Daytona, which is going to be.
That's the same as our shootout.
Yeah,
so
those are
that's
going to
all
be
supposed to
those
be
first
there.
couple are our last races
User
of the
was moved
AK
out of your
series.
channel.
Somebody got
Hey. Hang on, I'll be right back. I
Yes.
need to ask something off the stream.
Gotcha.
User was moved out of your
So yeah,
channel.
those first few races, he moved the wrong person. He moved.
I
His,
did.
User was
Hang on.
moved to your channel.
You just got to click instead of moving yourself.
User left your channel.
So, Clash at Daytona, duel number 1, duel number 2, and then we come to the actual first race of the season, which is Daytona. And then they do run the Daytona Road Course for the second race. So we know that's going to be California. They actually still have Homestead here. Then we got
Yes.
Vegas, Phoenix, Atlanta, Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond, Talladega, Kansas, still in there. Darlington is that first Darlington race. Dover, and then Circuits of America. So again, hopefully that track will work out. We can run it in the truck physics and in the cup physics. If it doesn't, then we'll figure out what goes in there. It'll probably be Chicago, I'm guessing, since we're well, I don't know. We'll see what's further down the schedule, but hopefully that Circuits of America track will work out. Then we've got Charlotte, Sonoma, Texas, up against each other twice because that second one is the All-Star race at Texas.
First one don't count. That's the Open. That is the All-Star race. That there is no early Texas race. They can get
Right.
away with it.
So that's the All-Star Open. So for that
That's
won't
for
be an
everybody
act,
that qualified for the All-Star race.
Right.
They got to qualify.
that won't be a points race on our schedule. But that week will be our All-Star race, which will count for bonus points. And then
Right.
Then we have Nashville in there. That's where we were inserting Chicagoland, I believe. That's what we did on the last two.
Yeah, I believe that's where we put it. Yeah.
Yeah, Knoxville was Kentucky and Nashville was Chicagoland. So
Correct.
Nashville will be Chicagoland.
And then you have your 2 same week Poconos, which screws the whole schedule up.
Right.
Because they're the exact same weekend. So I'll have to try to see if I can squeeze them in somewhere.
Didn't you last year? I believe you moved.
We had
these
an off
Pocono
week. And I put it in
races.
an off.
Yeah, you moved it to an off week. I believe is what we did
Yes,
last
and if
season.
you look down, there's an off week in July, I believe. I think maybe not because of where the 4th is. I
It's
don't-
only showing 3 races in July, and one
Yeah.
of them is on July 4th.
Yeah, but
Road
that's
America.
a Sunday. That's Sunday. That's Sunday.
Right.
So we'll be right before the 4th, and then the week after the 4th. So
It's the last week in July that is open. That is
yes,
an off week, so you can move that other Pocono race back to there.
right.
So we have Atlanta, New Hampshire, Watkins Glen.
Are we keeping Road America?
I don't see why we wouldn't. It didn't run it only ran the Xfinity Series last season, but I mean, I don't
Yes.
see why we
Does
couldn't run that in the Cup.
Anybody have a cup set up for that?
I'll
Just
be glad to put something out
that-
there.
It's early. We got plenty of time. I'm just throwing that out there. That's something to work on when you have some spare time, right? Yeah.
Well, when Pockets and Mayhem get back up here, we'll talk about that one there as well. Atlanta, New Hampshire, Watkins Glen, Indianapolis Road Course once again will be the regular Indianapolis track, right?
Yep, correct.
Then we move to Michigan,
Yes.
back to Daytona, before we head into what looks like the Chase, which will start at Darlington. Or is that where we're going to substitute Kentucky? That will have to be another discussion. Do we want Darlington? It's a tough track. Do we want that in the Chase? Or would we rather have Kentucky in the Chase? One of the Darlingtons will be.
It has never been. It hasn't been in our Chase.
I believe it
'Cause
was
it's
last
not in
season.
our scheduled chase. No, it was not
Was
in the
not?
Cup Chase. Not in the Cup Chase. It was in the Truck Chase, but not in the Cup Chase.
Right. Okay. So I guess we substitute Kentucky there. And then we go down to Talladega, Charlotte, Texas in the Chase, Kansas, Martinsville, and finish at Phoenix. So really, there's not a lot on this schedule.
User joined your
Again,
channel.
that we have to change.
See, I wouldn't be
joined your
opposed
channel.
to putting in that run the
User
first
left your
Darlington
channel.
and change the second one to like Chicagoland in the Chase, other than Kentucky.
Well, Chicagoland was in the Nashville, and that would put it in the same week as the rest of them. So we need a couple of.
Okay.
We
Well,
need you guys. Where's Pockets? He's left himself down there in the racing room.
Yeah, he moved me, and then he said he was coming back. I don't know why he moved there.
Can you drag him back up here right quick?
User was moved to your channel.
There we go. You there, Pockets?
Yes.
All right. So not a lot to change in the Cup schedule. We got just that second race of the season, the road course at Daytona, which we're going to substitute California for, like we did in the other series. Then everything else is good. Homestead, Vegas, Phoenix, Atlanta, Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond, Talladega, Kansas, Darlington.
I have to discuss this now, we got. Last year, the last couple years, the All-Star race was the week before the 600 because they were running in Charlotte.
Right.
Do we want to try to scoot it in right around there? Because it's down, the All-Star week's down pretty far past that. Or just leave it where it's at.
Well, it's at Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I just say we run it where it's supposed to be run, where
That's what I was thinking too. Just leave
That's-
it where it's at. It'll make things easier in the schedule.
That's fine. That's kind of what I figured, but I just making sure.
So Nashville, obviously, you said that's getting replaced, and the second Darlington race.
Yeah, and Pocono will get moved like it did last year, one of the Poconos. So Circuits of
Somewhere
America.
in July, probably, yes.
Circuits of America is the only other one, the second one that we would have to think about replacing if the track we're going to test Wednesday does not work out.
Okay.
So if it does, which hopefully it does, then we'll be running Circuits of America in the Cup Physics and in the Truck Physics, and then we'll substitute it for what was it, Kentucky in Xfinity, since it wasn't in any of the other ones. Then we go to Charlotte, Sonoma, Texas, and then the Texas All-Star Race, Nashville right after that. That's the track that we substituted Chicagoland for in the other series.
Yes.
So Nashville will be Chicago. Right after that, we have the 2 Pocono races that are in this. They're like one day after the other. So
Yeah, one's on a Friday, one's on a Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, something like that.
right. So that second Pocono race,
And I have to check because if I'm not mistaken, that's the way the trucks and it should be the trucks and Xfinity and the Cup all there the same weekend. Whatever day the truck runs on, that's one of the days that the Cup run, and then Xfinity runs the next day with the Cup also.
right. So what we did last year was we just moved the other Pocono race, since they're both in the same week,
Later
to
in July, yes.
an off week, and the last week in July is an off week for the Cup, which puts it back another 3 races. So that's what we were talking about, with just moving that one Pocono race back to the last week in July.
And that will put it just about basically the same as it was last year.
Right. Then we go to Watkins Glen, Indianapolis Road Course again. Obviously, we're going to run the regular Indy track there. Michigan, Daytona, Darlington. This is where we start the chase. So that was the other question.
That'll be Kentucky.
Right. Do we want Kentucky there? Do we want to have Darlington in the chase, or do we want to have Kentucky in the chase? So either one of those Darlington races could be flipped. So
Right.
are we thinking Kentucky in the chase, or Darlington in the chase? What do you
Well,
guys vote for?
you have oh, that's right, because it's a different amount of races. I was going to say, in the other series, one of them, I think it starts.
Darlington will be in
Kentucky.
the chase in one of the
truck
series.
race will be Kentucky.
So do you want it, since that'll be the same thing, do you want to put it Kentucky there, or do you want it to
User
be
entered your channel.
opposite?
I don't know. We've never had a Kentucky in a chase race for the Cup.
Nor Darlington. So that's why we're asking here, while we're all here together. Would we rather substitute Kentucky for the first Darlington and leave Darlington in the chase, make it, shift it around a little bit, or would we rather put Kentucky in the chase in place of the second Darlington race?
I'm down for either one because I enjoy both. I like Kentucky slightly better, but I love Darlington. So I'm down for whatever the majority is.
I'm just throwing this out there that the second Darlington is actually the real start of a chase for the Cup.
Yes.
That's why I was kind of thinking leave the Darlington there and put Kentucky up earlier in the first one.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. That way it's more true to life. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's
And
a good call.
Darlington will be in the chase in the truck as well, because we do 10 races. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
So, I mean, I'm good with that. How about you, Pockets?
Oh, what am I good with? I'm sorry, I was not paying attention. Yes, I'm good with it.
Darlington,
So-
we run twice. So Kentucky would be either the first Darlington or the one in the chase. And so far, majority has been we're going to keep Darlington in the chase and run Kentucky in the early part of the season.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. So what's the chase look like?
So the chase then is Darlington is the first race. Richmond, Bristol, Vegas, Talladega, Charlotte Road Course, Texas, Kansas, and Martinsville. And
Phoenix.
then ending at Phoenix.
So literally, there's only
So
two
there's-
tracks.
There's a
Go
road
ahead.
course in there. Darlington, tough track. There are all 3 short tracks: Martinsville, Bristol, and Richmond, all in there. I consider Richmond a short track.
Yes.
Several speedways with Vegas, Texas, Kansas, Phoenix, and then we got the super
Talladega.
speedway of Talladega mixed in there too. I'd say that's a pretty wide range of tracks. Pretty decent looking chase.
For sure. There's only 2 tracks I can't beat you at.
All right, so we go down it one last time here. We're going to start at Daytona. Second race will be California. We'll run Homestead, Vegas, Phoenix, Atlanta, Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond, Talladega, Kansas. This first Darlington race will be Kentucky. So we're going to put Kentucky in that first Darlington race. Dover,
Yes.
probably Circuits of America, depending on how the test goes. Charlotte, Sonoma, All-Star race at Texas. Nashville will be Chicagoland. Put Chicagoland in the Nashville spot. Pocono, Road America, Atlanta, New Hampshire, and then the second Pocono will be stuck in there behind New Hampshire. Watkins Glen, Indianapolis, Michigan, and Daytona, and then we start the chase. The only other question was, this is the first time Road America has been in the Cup Series. My vote is for leaving that in the Cup Series, but wanted to get everybody else's input.
I don't have a problem with that. Like I told Texan, that probably nobody has a cup set up for Road America as of this second. So it'll be something we'll have to work on. But got a lot of time to do it. So
I'll tell you what I do for all of these road courses.
I start with my fast Watkins Glen set, go from there.
Yeah, I import my Watkins Glen setup, and the only thing I ever change is gears.
So we're gonna run Road America and Cup.
It's in the schedule in July.
Is there not? Are we leaving out any other track that we could replace with that? Have we got all the tracks that we normally have in the schedule?
I believe
At least
so.
once.
We're substituting California, which isn't in the schedule for the Daytona Road Course. We're substituting Kentucky for the first Darlington. We're substituting Chicagoland for Nashville.
Indy Road Course.
I don't know of any other.
Indy.
We're putting the regular Indy in place of the Indy Road Course. I think I don't see any other track on the schedule that was on our normal schedule that's not in here.
South Carolina Fairground.
Scoot down to the chase. Kill it. Can't see it.
The chase is right here. Darlington, Richmond, Bristol, Vegas, Talladega, Charlotte, Texas, Kansas.
Okay, never mind. Okay,
Phoenix.
okay. I'm just making sure Texas is, because Texas isn't a regular race anywhere, so except
User
for
disconnected from your channel.
so I was just making sure it was there. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, if you wanted to substitute one, that would probably be it. Texas, if you want to have
because it's
Texas
not
in the
in-
regular season
Yeah, it's
instead
not
of
in the regular season anywhere. Yes, correct.
yeah.
I mean, it's the All-Star race, but it's not a regular season race anymore.
Wait a minute. So the Texas All-Star race followed, isn't Texas and then the All-Star race back to back?
Nope, 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 nope.
Oh, I thought you read it like that before.
Well, there are
Okay,
two
that's-
Texas races back to back, but
Because
if you
missed
look at
the
them,
Open. One is the All-Star Open. That does not count for nothing. That's just a qualifier for guys that did not make.
No, I don't mean in real life. I thought you said before you were like Texas All-Star race, then followed by Texas, but that's not true.
yeah, that is not because I didn't look at that first. The first Texas says All-Star Open, and
Gotcha. Okay.
they're actually on the same day.
Cool.
Yes.
Right. It's like the last chance race, or if you will.
Yes, it's for everybody that's not already qualified for the All-Star race. They get a shot at their. The first time they did that, Casey Kane won that with the popular, because they do the popular vote, and then he ended up winning the All-Star race that year. That was the first year he did it.
So where is
if-
Road America in the Cup Series? You said July.
Starts in
Is that-
July. It's
It's
a
the
few
first
weeks.
week of July.
it's
It's
a-
the fourth.
It's about 4 weeks after the All-Star race. So, I mean, if the Circuits of America track works out, then
That's the track that used to be the Daytona, the second Daytona race. That's the race that it used to be.
Right. If that
You know-
Circuits of America track works out, then that means we have 4 road courses total in the Cup Series
total season, yes.
because they've moved Road America to the Cup Series and the Circuits of America to the Cup Series. So, I mean, if you want
Yes,
to,
along with Watkins Glen and Sonoma.
yeah, if you want to substitute it, then Texas would probably be the track.
I would love to run Canadian Tire in the Cup cars. That'll be dope.
I love Road America. I'll leave that up to y'all as long as we've got all of our regular, as long as we're not losing any of our regular tracks that we normally run.
We run them all at least once.
Well, my only thing is
That's
this: so
fine.
we are running Road America in the other series, correct?
Xfinity. It only runs in the Xfinity. It doesn't run Cup or truck.
I will say this. Texas, we have always run 2 Texas races forever in this league since Texas started.
I'm just telling you.
Well,
there
that's
isn't
because
one in the
they've always
regular
done that.
season
Yeah, yeah.
whatsoever.
Well, here's the other thing. Texas is a very, very popular track. People love racing at Texas,
I don't
except
want
for Larry.
I don't want Texas. No, leave that.
You'd
fucking
rather,
crap off the schedule.
well, this is not about your personal preference. This is about what's best for the majority of people. I firmly believe that Texas is better for the majority of people than Road America in a Cup car. We have enough road courses as there is.
Fuck
Road
it.
courses, what?
That's why I said to put Texas there. Thank you very much. And
here-
I fucking
here's-
hate
My biggest objection with it being a road course, not that it's a road course you don't like it or people don't like them as
And
much. We don't have a set, and I know it's just importing the thing, but a lot of guys have never run it.
And
It probably
here's-
won't be very productive.
Here's the reason. Here's the reason I said to do it. That is the race that used to be the night Daytona race. That is the day it was. That's the weekend it was. That's yes.
As far as I'm concerned, we can change that too. We can still have Daytona as the Firecracker 400.
Daytona is still there. It's run August 28th at 7 p.m. So it's still
Daytona
a Daytona
used
night.
to be run on July the 3rd.
Right.
Yes.
But
As the
moved back.
Firecracker 400. We adhered to the schedule change on that one, but we can discuss rearranging that.
I wouldn't be opposed to pull Daytona and flip flop that, put Daytona back there and throw Texas where Daytona is. In other words, you're going to end the season with Texas instead of Daytona, and I would not have a problem with that whatsoever. Just throwing that out there too.
Well, and here's the other thing too is
Well,
that you got
that puts the Texas races closer to
Closer
one another.
together,
I mean,
yes.
you're going to end the season with Texas, and then it's the
Well,
seventh
here's
race
the
in the
thing.
chase is also
here-
so it'll be about 7 weeks out.
Okay, hold on. Here's your biggest problem. That Daytona race. Oh no, it wasn't. Never mind. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's a bonus point race for the fucking second segment.
the Daytona race was,
that
right?
we took out, right? Because last year we were going to do it at Indy, and then we changed our mind and we moved it back,
No,
and we made it Michigan instead of
the Daytona
Indianapolis.
the Daytona race at that part of the schedule was not a bonus point race. The bonus
was
point
the year
races
before.
were
It was the year before. It was the year before.
Yes. We're talking about the year before, not this past year, because we changed things
Because
to
they
adhere to
changed
the
the date
schedule.
and we left it at
Yes,
Indy. We
we
didn't want
let-
Indy to be a bonus point track.
Yes. So here's what I propose, and y'all hear me out on this. All right, Road America has got some cons. I love Road America. It does. Chad brought up a very good point about setups. We do. How many road courses are there currently without adding Road America?
3.
If Circuits of America turns out to be a runnable track, then there are 3
Okay.
without Road America.
All right. So we're adding a road course to our series. If
Well,
we put, is that including Road America or excluding Road America?
That's excluding.
All right.
With Road
All right.
America and circuits, then there are 4. So
All right, 3 is enough. Three
Uh,
is more than enough. I think Texas, the benefits of Texas, because here's the other thing you got to consider. Road courses are an acquired taste, and that's not, you're going to have people that miss because of the setup, of the track, of it being a road course. I firmly believe that more people would rather race Texas. I think it's a smart choice
that's
to keep
that's
two Texas.
exactly what I was going to say. Setup. That's not setup's not a good enough reason. You import your Watkins Glen setup and it's just fine. You don't got to change nothing. Maybe change a couple of gears for wherever the corners are and what gear you want to be in at what particular time. But yeah, that's it. So setup is nothing. But turnout, on the other hand, I'm with you on that. Definitely, notoriously, we get a slightly lower turnout for road courses, which is likely to happen with Circuits of America if we do decide to run it. Setup and, just the fact that it's a road course, less people are going to show up. So I agree with you. I would say Texas definitely going to be a better turnout and a good thing to put in there. Now, do you want to leave it on the week it's in, or do you want to flip-flop it with Daytona?
I think, I tell you, I'm torn about that because I actually like Daytona being the last race
Before
of
the
the
chase?
before the chase, because that. But here's the thing: we can pick and choose our bonus point races. We can leave Daytona as the last race and make it a bonus point before we head it. The last bonus point race, it's the last race, the last bonus point race before we head into the chase. I think
Yes,
that's
because Charlotte's been a bonus point race. Even the 600's been a bonus point race. And
yes.
that's usually the last race of the first segment.
Yeah, so what we're looking for bonus point races is crown jewel events. So Daytona, Charlotte. I tell you what we can do. We can look at the schedule and determine. We can set the schedule. Let's set the schedule in stone. Then let's come back and revisit and decide how we want to do the bonus point events.
Yes,
Because
I got to do a little. Because I got to do a little bit of moving and stuff. Like I got
Yes.
to move the Pocono race and set
Then
that.
all you got to do is go back in there and determine this. You just added it and said this is a bonus point crown jewel event, right?
Yes. All we got to do is go back through, and then I just go in and edit it and say in the remarks that's the little white, and then that it's a bonus point for top 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? Whatever we're doing.
Yeah, and I can alter the bonus point spreadsheet accordingly. I mean, we already know.
Yeah, you got
obviously the All-Star race is, that's a bonus point race, and the Daytona races are bonus point races. Other than that, the other ones, I think there was 2 in the Cup and 2 in the Xfinity, and maybe just 1 in the truck that were bonus point races, which, I mean, we can we can figure that out, like you said, after the schedule is set, which 2 in the Cup, which 2 in the truck, or which 2 in the Xfinity, and which 1 in the truck.
There was 2 in the truck. The Daytona is always a bonus point race, and then
Well, yeah, I mean, besides
was the
Daytona,
bonus.
we had in the regular season we had
one other race.
we
Right,
had
was
2
Texas.
other, because the Texas we before Texas was in the chase, we used the spring Texas and the fall Texas. But when the Texas
But it
got
wasn't
moved to
in-
the chase, we changed it to the spring Texas and Michigan in the place in the fall. And we also
Cup.
did the same thing
For
in
Cup.
for Cup. And we
Truck
did
only ever has the
truck had
Texas
1.
in the spring.
Yes. So the truck only had the 1. Cup and Xfinity both had 2. But like I said, either
Correct.
way, once the schedule is set, we can go back and figure out which races are going to be those bonus point events. It's like Pocket said there.
All right, so y'all good with that?
Yeah, so we're going to do Texas in place of Road America.
Texas in place of Road America, I think, is a great decision.
All right, so we'll go right back down it one more time here right quick just to verify everything. We got the first race at Daytona. Second race will be California instead of the Daytona Road Course. Then we're going to Homestead, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Atlanta, Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond, Talladega, Kansas. The first Darlington race will be substituted for Kentucky. So we're going to put Kentucky in the place of that first Darlington race. Then Dover. Then most likely Circuits of America, to be determined still. Charlotte, Sonoma. Then we have the All-Star Week. Nashville will be substituted for Chicagoland. Chicagoland will be in that Nashville race. Pocono. Then we're going to go to Texas, substituted for Road America. Atlanta, New Hampshire. And then moving the second Pocono race right behind New Hampshire in the off week in July. Then we go to Watkins Glen, Indianapolis, the regular Indy, in substitute for the road course. Michigan, Daytona, and then we start the chase. Darlington, Richmond, Bristol, Vegas, Talladega, Charlotte, Texas, Kansas, Martinsville, and Phoenix. That's pretty good. I think we got it down.
Yes, sir. On one off night, I don't care if it's a Wednesday, a Friday, Thursday, I'm going to run a race at South Carolina and give away something cool.
South Carolina?
South Carolina State Fair, yeah, the fairgrounds.
You have almost 2 weeks here. We're off, so.
What do you mean, between now and the next race?
Yeah.
No, but there's Christmas and New Year's and shit. You can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, it's too soon. I'm talking about later on in the season.
Oh. Okay.
You're going to have a 5150 again this year?
Fuck yeah.
You going to do the black and white one?
No, that's what you have.
Do I have the... Oh, I do have the black and white one, don't I?
Yeah, next one is the black and yellow, if I can find it.
Yeah, black and yellow. That's what I meant. The black and yellow one.
Yes.
You're going to do that like you did last year, first five of the chase again, or you're going to figure some other format?
Yeah, I want to figure something and
You
make it.
change it around to confuse you.
Hey, as long as we all play by the same rules.
First five of the chase was easy because you could easily look at the stats there on the finishing position instead of having to manually calculate everything together. But that's your
Yes, but it's the first. He's only did it twice, and that's the first time and only time that he's done it in the chase so far. So that's why I said he's just confusing us. He likes moving it around.
No, I kind of want to do. I mean, I really like that whole thing with like you got 5 races and we're gonna do anything with doubles. You could lose the one race, and I don't know. It just seems I'm gonna figure it out.
Yes. Let's get the schedule posted the way. Give Larry time to post the schedule the way it looks. Then we will go back and look, and we will revisit this, and we will determine based on the date, the schedule, the time, the length, the separation of what the bonus point races are going to be. We already know that the first Daytona race in every season is a crown jewel event for a bonus point, and
Yes.
the AK race has the end of the AK race series has bonus points going for the 2021 season, right? or does it?
Yes, it does.
Don't we give
does.
one? We give one bonus point for the winner of that race
Oh, we
in
gave
each
one.
series.
I think we gave one to the top 5. Everybody finished top 5 got one.
I don't know, but we can check.
Yes, we do have. We
I
do.
think the
We
winner.
can.
I thought the winner got 2, and everybody else in the top 5 got 1.
Yeah,
believe
2
that's
1
how I
1
feel.
1 1 thing, something like
Yeah,
Yeah, the
that.
winner should get something more.
I
Well-
think it was one all the way down for for those particular races.
Because
Um,
because it was the AK series.
Right. And then
And
regular Daytona was 3-2-1-1-1 for the first
Yes,
race
but
of the
I
season.
that's
Still-
the way the regular that's the way the season bonus points are worked is 3 2 1 1 1.
Right.
Yes, but I do believe if you go check that the AK winner got 2 in the truck, the rest of the top 5 got 1. Same with the Cup, and the same with the
NXS. All right.
Well,
That
let's go over here and see right quick because I do have
go
it.
look, yeah. Go
I
look
do
and
have
see
it up.
how we did that because we can do that again because we do want to add.
And then the shootout Saturday night got 2 for just the winner.
Yes. Good point, Larry. Remember that, y'all. The shootout winner gets 2 bonus points for winning that.
So there are your Truck Series bonus points from last season. And AK Daytona top 5 is 1 straight down the board.
Okay, that's fine. I knew we were talking about, but I couldn't remember if we added it or took that extra point away from the winner.
Yeah, it was 1. I think because we didn't want to overdo
That's-
the 3 points too terribly much because those, 3 points is a lot. There are several other bonus point races in there where somebody's getting 3.
And that's what we need to talk about right now is segment winners. We discussed this last year and we didn't change it. Are we going to change it this year?
I would think, yeah, we could change. I mean, that would be my vote. Because like I've got the NXS
Because that's
up here
where the
right now.
2-1-1-1-1 was. That's
Yeah.
why I thought that the AK was the year before that way, and we changed that to 1 across.
Yeah,
So
I
didn't
would.
know.
I mean, looking at these Xfinity bonus points, segment 1, I won that. Segment 2, I won that. Full season, which we do as well, I also won that. So, I mean, that's 3 extra bonus points in that one series
But you
for
get-
getting those
right.
2 right. And I mean, if you have the same driver repeat like that, winning the segments and the full season, that does kind of create a little bit of an extra edge. I would be fine with 1 point down the board for the segments, even for the winner of the segments. 1-1-1-1-1, because that's really for I think we had talked about originally the reason we're giving those bonus points out.
It's for the people that are here every single race.
Right.
It's
It's for
gotta
people who
be
show
here.
up.
Yeah, you got to more or less be here every single race to get that top 5.
I'm down.
Yeah, so basically the end of the AK series is a smaller bonus point award than the shootout. And then all we have to do is pick what races we want for the 3-2-1-1 big bonus point crown jewel events for the 2021 season.
Right.
Yes, other than Daytona, because Daytona's already set in stone.
Yes, Daytona's already set in stone. And if we do keep Daytona at the end of the schedule, the last segment there, I know that we're going to have 2 Daytona crown jewel events, but the way it lines up, it's actually the beginning of the regular season and the end of the regular season. I like that. I do, because I do like having that last chance at a bonus point right before we go into the chase, correct?
Yes, and it almost worked out that way that the end of the first segment was a bonus point, and then almost the beginning of the second segment when Daytona was there in July.
Yeah, so
was
we
a
have
bonus.
to pick crown jewel. We have to pick
Then we
couple-
had Texas towards the end of that too was a bonus point before they put it in the chase.
Yes, we have to pick a couple of crown jewel events based on, and we can pick those based on maybe whatever race is close to 4th of July, or just how they fall in the segment. We need to wait till the
I would
schedule is set in stone
I would
and
say
then look.
Daytona would be a good one because um, I'm looking back at the schedule here now at the NASCAR schedule, and the Xfinity Series has only got 7 races in their playoff, so we put in the 10. It will also start with Darlington, just like the Cup, and then Daytona would be the last race of the actual season. So, I mean, we could use that Daytona, the last race of the actual season, as what we had in place of
Yeah.
Michigan the last year. Last year
Yeah,
we
the only
used
one you
Michigan.
can is the truck.
Yeah, and the truck only had 1 to begin with because it only had the spring Texas race. So we still have the other 1 that we have to fill in place of that spring Texas race in the Cup and in the Xfinity Series. But that second one that we didn't have in the trucks that we do have in Cup and Xfinity, we could use Daytona there as that bonus point race. And then we got, the last race. It's not only the last race of the regular season, but it's actually a 3-2-1-1-1 bonus point race as well. How does that sound? And plus, that's another track where, unlike Michigan, anybody who shows up that
That's
race
the
could
point
win
I
at
was going to
Daytona.
make. That's the point I was going to make. That's the fair. That's what's imperative about, and that's why I think we need to make the first race is Daytona, and the last race of the 2021 regular season before we go into the chase. Both of those are bonus points because anybody can have a shot at winning those races. They have the best opportunity to do that.
I'm
And
just fucking glad it ain't Texas.
yes,
Yeah.
and then basically what we need to do is we need to let Larry put the schedule up there. We'll revisit the schedule. We will look and see what's going to be the best opportunity to add some more bonus point races, depending on where the segment falls, what races are in that segment, and determine if we want to do it like a special event for 4th of July or better. Or, you know what I mean? We just need to look and see the dates and where the schedule falls, and then pick. What do we need? 3 more? We get 5 total bonus point races through the segments, or
Well,
add
are you
2
still
in each
looking?
segment?
Are you still looking at YouTube Pockets? Do you have it up?
Yes.
So you can see the Cup Chase bonus points right there. So you have the AK race right there in that top left box. That's already set in stone. You have the initial Daytona race, which is in all 3 of them, which is also already set in stone. You have the All-Star race, which we use we do an All-Star in all 3 of the series. We've always done that, and that's basically set in stone. Then you have the segment 1, segment 2, and full season. So if you see that box down there that says Michigan, that was our second
4th of
or our
July.
fall. That was our
Yes.
fall bonus point. So if we put Daytona there, then that takes care of our Xfinity and our Cup Series bonus point race.
All but the Texas.
Right. So here's what I'm looking at for that. What we normally use for Texas. I'm looking at the schedule. I'm back over here on my other screen on the NASCAR schedule, and sticking with the anybody can win that race. On the Xfinity schedule, I'm seeing Talladega is in April. That's in the spring. So we could substitute that if Talladega runs about the same time in the Cup and in the truck, we could substitute that for our spring bonus point race, the 3-2-1-1-1. So it's April 24th in the Xfinity Series. Let me look at the Cup Series here right quick.
Yeah, because it was always 2 bonus points
It's
in the
April.
early,
It's
and
April.
the second only had 1.
It's April 25th in the Cup Series. So
That's
let's
right,
go
right
over
around
to the
for the
let's go over
Xfinity.
to the Truck Series as well.
I don't think it's going to be in the truck.
No, in the trucks, it looks like there is no race. There's only 1 race in April, and it is Richmond. So
Okay, but
Does Talladega run early or during the regular season? There is a Texas race. But I'm trying
the
to find
truck
a super
series?
speed. Yeah, in the truck
That's an
series.
all-star race, ain't it?
No, that's a regular Texas Motor Speedway Camping World Truck Series
What's
in June.
what's in June? Now go over to the Cup Series and look and see when the All-Star Week is. Just curious. I think that's in June too.
It is in June. That's the All Star week. So
Is that the same week?
June 13th is the Cup. Let me go back over here to the truck. So let me put this back up so you guys can see what I'm doing here.
You know what I'm thinking? Because we got to have an all-star race for the trucks, and the trucks don't have an all-star race, and neither does Xfinity. Just thought about that. Because that's what we did with Charlotte is the Charlotte 600, and spread out with them 2 weeks. We just put all the regular Charlotte races in one, and then put the all-star the week before. So maybe we can still do that. With the Cup and everything.
All right, there we go. So Truck Series, it's June 12th is Texas. So yeah, June 13th I think is what it showed is the All-Star race in the Cup. What do they have in the Xfinity? Or no, I think actually that June 13th was the Xfinity. No. June 12th, Texas Motor Speedway in the Xfinity. And Cup Series All-Star race was June 13th. So yeah, I think we substituted those Texas races that counted as regular season points. We also substituted as All-Star points for the truck and the Xfinity series. But I mean, we can use, like I said, Talladega.
What I was getting at was it being it's a regular race for the trucks, we could make that the bonus point for the truck. You see what I'm saying?
Well, then it would count as 2 bonus points. So I mean, if it's going to be the All-Star race as well as the regular.
No, the truck don't have an All-Star race.
I understand. Yes, it does in the bonus points. It does in the bonus points. So let me turn this back off and show you the bonus points again here.
Know.
So All-Star race right there in the trucks. And we always, every year, Charlotte was the All-Star race, and the other series we use the same week, same track as the All-Star race. So what I'm saying is if you substitute that race as a bonus point race, you're getting, like, the winner is going to get 3 points for the All-Star race, and they're going to get 3 points for the spring bonus point race as well.
No, Texas. We could do an All-Star race the same week as the All-Stars for Texas. Run in the off week, because there's an off week right before that week with the trucks as the regular Texas race.
I mean, we could do that. Or if you want to substitute, if it's an off week, since we're running Talladega, if we run Talladega in the Cup and in the Xfinity, and we were going to use that one as the bonus point race. I mean, we could run Talladega instead of Texas.
All right. Well,
I'm just trying to keep, as far as with the trucks. I mean, I think it's a good idea to use those super speedway races as bonus point races because, like I said, anybody is capable of winning or getting a second place or getting up there and getting a bonus point versus running tracks like Texas or Michigan where you've got 5 guys or so that are more likely to get the win.
Yeah, I agree. I'll do the schedules up, get them down on my board, and I'll get everything straightened out, get it up so everybody can see it, and then we'll go from there. Because that'll give us the off weeks, what weeks are off. You'll be able to see everything easier.
It's April April 25th is the Cup Talladega race, and April 24th is the Xfinity Talladega race. And around that time in the trucks, there's just, I mean, like I said, there's only one race in the trucks, which is Richmond. And there is no super speedway up in there other than Daytona, until you get all the way down to the playoffs where we do run Talladega. I mean, that's what I would say. I mean, it's an off week for the trucks during Talladega week. I would say put the trucks in there as well. Just it doesn't have to be a points race for the regular season. We can just throw it in there as our bonus. It's strictly a bonus point race.
Yes, because it don't.
It wouldn't have to be on the schedule. You know what I mean? It's not a race you have to insert into the schedule. We're just going to run it on that week as a
No,
as a
I would
bonus
stick
point
it
race.
in. I would stick it in the All-Star week, and it would just be scored in there.
Well, the All-Star week we would substitute. I mean,
The,
we're
the
already
trucks
running.
don't have the trucks don't have an All-Star week. They're scheduled to race Texas. That's a points race at
Right.
Texas. The
And
All-Star race is not a points race.
right,
That is
but
just a bonus point race.
what we did last year and the year before, the
Because you're
trucks.
missing the po-
No,
you're-
listen. Just let me finish. The trucks and the Xfinity Series do not have an All-Star race, but they raced Charlotte on the same week as the All-Star race. So we used our regular season race as a dual purpose, just like we do for the AK Daytona.
No, we
It
did
was
not.
yes,
No, we did
did.
not. Go back and look in the schedule. We did not. I had it scheduled as an All-Star race. We ran an All-Star race, and we ran a regular race.
Well, I mean that
They're
would be the
sched-
easiest.
And they are
That would
scheduled as All-Star races. They're totally separate because all three of them ran scheduled races at Charlotte. Yes, they didn't schedule All-Star events in the truck or Xfinity. They were just races that we ran that were scored as All-Star races that are just bonus point races. They still have to be tracked somewhere, is what I'm getting at.
what I'm saying is I'm pretty sure they were regular scheduled races as well as All-Star races, because those two series ran on the same week as. No, that's right. They did the All-Star race on a totally separate week, is what you're saying. The all three series ran at Charlotte one week, and then the next week only the Cup Series ran the Charlotte race.
Correct. The week that the All-Star week was, the trucks and Xfinity raced the regular race, and then they ran the All-Star race. And then the following week, they run the 600, and nothing else runs that week except for the Cup.
So what's the problem then with just using the regular truck race at Texas as a dual purpose? We score it for the regular season, and the top 5 also get bonus points for the All-Star race.
There's not.
Because it's the same week. Because the Cups don't run anything but the All-Star week that week.
Right.
And
But
there's not another week in there to reschedule for Xfinity, I don't believe. I mean, you could, I mean, basically what I'm saying is if you do it that way, you're going to have to run the All-Star for the truck and the Xfinity on a completely different week than you run the All-Star for the Cup.
No, because it'd just be a bonus point. The All-Star race will be a bonus point and count because it's a regular race the week of the All-Star. The trucks don't race that week.
Yeah, they do.
They race in Texas.
June 12th at Texas Motor Speedway is where the trucks run.
Okay,
And
so
on
then that's
the-
a bonus point race. The only problem is then we have to replace the All-Star race with a bonus point race. That's all.
What?
For the trucks, you'll have to have another bonus point race. Correct?
Ohio Northeastern
No.
Productions. Hello.
No.
What do you mean, no?
The trucks run the same week.
Daytona, the All Star. What's your spring? What's your spring?
You're gonna get me confused here. The trucks run
The
Texas,
trucks normally get bonus points at the spring Texas race.
right? But it's not going to be.
That's now the All Star race, so that's going to be a dual purpose race. So the
a while
spring
ago,
race
you were. Wait
is
a
gonna
minute.
be
Am I the
your
only one
All-Star
that
race.
heard him a while ago saying that we're not going to run the Texas race as a dual purpose race,
In the trucks we can,
and in the
Cup we
Xfinity,
can,
and in the Xfinity?
and in the Xfinity we
Okay.
can. Yes.
So in trucks,
The
and
problem was when we came up to the extra race for the trucks. I said
Insert-
about scoring that as the bonus point for the All Star, and you said I couldn't do that.
no, we serve it as bonus points for All Star. You were talking about making it bonus points for the spring race as well. Yeah, we can't do it that way because it's the All Star race. So Texas is going to be the All Star race.
All right, I'm
in
going
the
to bed.
trucks
Good
and the
night.
Xfinity.
I'm out of here. It's too late. I got to go to bed.
We'll like I
User
said, let's
disconnected
just
from your channel.
like I said, let's just put the schedule up, then we'll reconvene and we'll argue about it then. Okay?
That's
That'll be the
probably-
best.
That's probably the best thing.
That'll be the best thing to do because I can make it make sense. Y'all let me take
Yeah.
care of the bonus
All
point
we-
part of it.
All
'cause
we
I
got to
can-
do is, like I said, put Talladega in there in the off week in the trucks as the spring bonus point race. It won't count towards regular points because Texas in the truck.
You're right. We do need. Yes, I do see where you're going with that. Once we get the full schedule up and we see our off weeks, we see where we're at with the ones we know we're going to have bonus points with, then we can discuss and banter back and forth and pick which is the best option because I've got a good handle on that. Y'all got to remember, I'm the one that came up with the bonus point idea to begin. All of this shit is my creation of creating a bonus point way to add to the points to make
Right.
it closer and all that stuff. Momo and I
Larry
worked very
was
hard on that.
Larry was just trying to say that, you know, when I was confusing about, you know, because when I'm saying we have Texas as the All-Star race in the Cups, and we always run All-Star race across the board. Since Cup or Truck and Xfinity run Texas on the same week as the All-Star race,
Then yes,
those
yes.
should obviously dual purpose.
Yes, I understand completely what you're saying, and that's something that we need to look at. So while we're looking at this, and here's the other thing that we need to remember: this is where the confusion gets created. We need to stop adhering. We used to be able to go look at the NASCAR schedule, bam, put it in there. It is what it is. We picked our bonus races and made it the Bomb Squad racing philosophy and series of racing. We need to completely stop thinking about NASCAR schedule except on the ones that line up with the way we have traditionally done things for 15 years. You see what I'm saying? If it's not an issue, if NASCAR does something or if NASCAR doesn't do anything, then it's not an issue with us. If they do change the schedule or fuck with something or change like adding these road courses, stuff like that, we do not have to adhere to that. We can run as close to the real NASCAR schedule as we want, but we need to always remember that this, like I always say, this is BSR, this is Bomb Squad racing, not NASCAR. We can adjust this because used to the philosophy was we wanted you to be able to watch us race Cup on Thursday night and then watch the Cup race on Sunday. We obviously can't do that verbatim anymore, but that's just a concession that we have to make if we want to make what we're doing is we're making better choices than NASCAR does about their series. We have always kind of adhered to NASCAR and followed them and shadowed their series. But if NASCAR continues to make stupid choices, that does not mean we're relegated to follow their stupid ass choices. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
We
and we
can-
just established that. I mean, we went
Yeah,
over the
yes.
schedule and we just changed what needed to be changed, and we got our whole
Yes.
schedule set.
That's
The only thing that's left up in the air was that end part about the All-Star and whatever is going to be. I mean,
You're right.
obviously those
I
last
was
two
just
those
thinking
last
that.
two
That's-
races that are Daytona, last race of the regular season in Cup and Xfinity, will substitute for what we used Michigan for last year.
Yes, because there are far fewer races in trucks. We could actually afford to beef up that truck schedule a little bit because of, you know what I mean? And that's something that we may discuss once we look at the schedule itself. We could make that truck series a little more cohesive with the rest of the series by adding a race or two if we need to add another bonus race. NXS is the same way. The only thing with NXS is there's only like 2
User in your
off
channel
weeks,
timed out.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to change
The
anything about the
NXS
Xfinity
is not really,
series
yeah, the
whatsoever.
Xfinity series is not really, but the truck series, yes, the truck series is definitely debatable about adding a bonus point event or adding a race that correlates. So what you're saying is we need to add a truck race that correlates with the rest of the bonus point races in that series, right?
Yeah, that basically
Absolutely.
that's it. I mean,
Absolutely.
and we
Yes.
don't even.
Yes.
I'm not even saying add it to the points schedule. We don't have to add that to our
Yes,
regular
just
series
make it a-
schedule. Just make it
Well,
a strict bonus. It's a bonus
he-
point race, and that's it.
Here's the thing about it is, it wouldn't it makes sense to add it to the season points.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the,
It
you're
just
still
does.
looking at the YouTube there where you can see the schedule. You can see this is the Cup, June 13th. That's the All-Star race, or June 13th
Yes.
is the All-Star race in the Cup. So if I go over to the Xfinity series and I go into that same week, June 12th is the Xfinity race. It's at Texas Motor Speedway. That's a regular point series race. So we can dual purpose that race just like we do the AK race. It can score for the regular Cup season or Xfinity season, and it can also score as our bonus point all-star race for that bonus point race. And when I go over to the trucks, look at that schedule, it's the same week, June 12th, Texas Motor Speedway in the truck series. So again, double play for that. It's going to be a regular points race for the truck series as well as an all-star race for the truck series. And then that spring race that we usually do, that we did spring race at Texas, since those are all-star races. Back over to the Cup schedule, Talladega runs in April in the Cups, April 25th. And if I go over to the Xfinity series, Talladega runs April 24th on the same week in the Xfinity series. So then we go over to the truck series. This was the only one we're missing the bonus point race for. That week in April, the truck series is off. So all we have to do is run Talladega in that off week. It doesn't have to be a regular scoring truck series race, just a bonus point race for the bonus points. And that way we have both of our extra races that are bonus point races are super speedway races. So back over to the bonus points, we only have one in the truck series, which would be the Talladega insert race, bonus point race. And then the Cup series and the Xfinity series, we have 2, which would have been the spring Texas race. We just moved that to Talladega, and that will substitute for our spring bonus point race for the truck, the Cup, and the Xfinity series. And then we have Daytona at the end of the season, which we didn't have a bonus point race there because the trucks are already in the chase. We ran Michigan in the Cup and the Xfinity, and that Daytona race happens to line up with the last race of the regular season in both of those series. So that puts us at all of our bonus point races, and the spring and fall ones are all super speedway races, which gives everybody a chance to get bonus points.
You're absolutely right. We can do that. We should do that. I'm going to recommend that. I'm not going to. Yes, I believe that's because the Truck Series has those huge gaps in it, which on one hand is good that we're not racing 4 nights a week for fucking 10 months. Wednesday night is a little bit of a break for some people, but we know that we can afford a few more races on Wednesday night. There is no doubt about that because there's a 2-month gap with no races on Wednesday. Is that not right?
Close to it. We got 2 races in February, 3 races in March. April only has 1 race. And there's 4 in May, 3 in June, only 1 in July, only 1 in August. So that's where you got some gaps in there between June and September. There's only 1 race in July, 1 race in August. So there's some pretty big weeks off through there. And then even when we get to the chase, there's a couple of weeks off. There's a few races and then some weeks off, then a few more races. But that's where Larry puts in all of his dirt. So, I mean, that would be one other thing to figure in. If we add that race, that Talladega race as a bonus point race, that takes away 1 week of dirt on that Wednesday night. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, it's very simple. I mean, we can get this down. We're almost home. All we got to do is finalize, look at the bonus points, discuss adding, so that I do like cohesion. I do the bonus points especially. I think if we go to Talladega, I think we need to if we're going to have a bonus point race in 2 series, it only makes sense to add one to the other, and we can add a race to that series overall. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not, because that goes back to adhering to the strict schedule of NASCAR. We don't have to fucking do that. We don't have to do that at all. What we need to focus on is what is going to provide the best racing for us as a group, and Talladega brings the people out. It always has. These races have always been the most popular ones. So yes, that's all that is basically. And we are going to be adding some people probably from the truck side. Is Chad still here?
No, he's gone. It's just you and me. It looks like a Rebel's in here. What's up, Rebel?
Chad's going to be an integral part of getting some of these other people in. We need to get a system or night where we can get some of these people and make them show up on our schedule and get them acclimated to the race and get everything they need and get them in here and start in 2020 with some new drivers right off the get. Because I've got 2 right now that I'm looking to add. I got to go talk to one guy in Jersey based on his time. I don't know because he's in Australia, but we are looking at adding people. The truck side and sponsor, and that was part of the deal with sponsoring the American Truck Syndicate, sponsoring the racing series is that now I can cross post. I can post for the races on the other side. And now what I can do is I can stream my races to my truck page, because that is the and you know what? I may even throw in something and be a co-sponsor of your the Thursday Night Cup deal, and offer up some T-shirts for first, second, third place on that, so that I can legitimately have a reason to stream racing to the truck page.
Yes, sir. Well, hang out here for just a second. I got something else I wanted to run by you. Let me shut this stream down. We've been live for about 3 hours now. Give me a second. I'm going to shut this down. I'll be right back. Appreciate all you guys tuning in out there.
All right.
If anybody's watching to the end, don't forget, try to show up Wednesday night. We're going to test this Circuit of America's track. If not, then we will see you guys. Hope you all have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy
Merry
New
Christmas, everyone.
Sound muted.